Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record for pay-per-view.
My drop, I know my drop, I know my situation. I want fight. That's my result. But it's gonna be very difficult for both of us.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. Today is Sunday, Crow Day. You already know if you thought you had it right, you got it wrong. As Berto ekes out a close decision, arguably controversial. We'll discuss whether or not it was a robbery. Congratulations go out to Elderly Alvarez, who shocked the world basically by one-punch knockout of Sergey the Krusher Kovalev, crumbled before an HBO audience and a sad Jim Lampley. We'll also be discussing Tevin Farmer, the new IBF lightweight, 130-pound fighter. It looks like him and Gervonta Davis are on a collision course. His post-fight interview was all about Gervonta sending the contract and making sure that the money is right. We'll give you all the details on his win over Billy Dibb, as well as Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, back in the news. This time, Eddie Hearn Doubtful. IFL sat down with Eddie Hearn and told him about what Fury and Wilder had planned, and he's not buying it, Eddie is. He doesn't believe that Fury will get in the ring with Wilder, especially when he asked Eddie to get him a few softies. We can't forget about our friend, the brethren, showed us many loves at many TBV Appreciation Nights. Peter Quillon gets his win as well. A lot of other news and notes to touch on and a lot of hosts to get to. So let's jump on out to London.
Dollar DiBiase Productions.
BJ was gonna beat me, then yeah, you predict he's gonna be. He lost.
Why doesn't Wilder sold out 90,000? This guy has been pro for like 8 years, 9 years. If Wilder wants some of his work, you can definitely get it on ASAP.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Another edition of the Boxing Voice. 78,000 subscribers, 61 million views. So shout out to everybody. Yeah, Kovalev, is he done? Wow, what a performance! I'm gonna have to get my crow on that one. Not really rated Kovalev that highly, but I just thought he'd be good enough to beat Alvarez. But you know, there we go. Yeah, but Alexander kind of got a little bit bored watching it, but you know, is what it is. And over in the UK, we had Joe Cordina looking pretty classy. Natasha Jonas, awful knockout. That was nasty. So she's gonna have to rebuild. But anyway, plenty of panelists. Let's hand it out to one of the other guys.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Lynch is the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dippy. There's no one like me. I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. Get up!
Yeah, Sunday, Crow Day. Looks like many of us were wrong. Couple of upsets this weekend. I'm very, very interested in what people have to say about it. I know that some were gunning for, their champ or whatnot in the Berto Alexander fight. Very close. So I bet there's a lot of strong opinions on that. My man Tevin Farmer, I really, 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 really wish this guy the best. He's been through a lot. Didn't take the easy per se way into his championship. He's been through a lot, so I'm very happy for him. Coach Chino, shout out to you guys. And Wilder and Fury. I love talking about this because I know my man Fury is real. So I can't wait to bounce back and forth. We know the Kovalev lost, and many of us are eating crow today. So crow main, crow burger, crow BQ, whatever you want, we serving it up. Let's get it going.
ThaBoxingvoice.com. I've been doing this. I ain't been up and fell off. I've been through the Lennox Lewis era, the Nassim Hamed era, the Sugar Shane Moses era, the Oscar De La Hoya era, Mark Anthony era. I've been through all the eras, and I still been telling. I'm gonna talk. You do too much talking. The thing is this:
people want their subjective preferences to be the objective reality.
HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about ThaBoxingvoice.com.
All right, we got the Krusher getting crushed out here. Well, that's with the K. I got a lot of funny stories about the Andre Berto and Peter Quillon. I was at the event. Shout out to Tevin Farmer, showing that, you know, it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. So congratulations to him. And it wouldn't be a TBV show without any type of news, without Wilder and AJ and Fury and Eddie Hearns as well. We got Kid Chocolate. He's back. We'll talk a little bit about that. But let's move on.
You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me.
You are now tuned.
It's the jam. Where'd you find this?
What's going on, TBV fam? It's your boy Young Aaron Cantu coming in live from San Antonio, Texas. An eventful weekend in boxing. Alvarez dismantles Kovalev, the big news of the weekend, and Berto back on track. Can he put himself in a position to land a big fight? We'll chop it up today.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
2 attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and miss. 2 to stand over. Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yo, what's good, boxing family? We back with another one. Kovalev got his ass crushed last night. Ooh, wait, Alvarez. Is he really for real? We're gonna definitely get into it. And the guy that I picked, Berto, maybe he got a gift, maybe not. Maybe it was a close fight, but it wasn't very exciting. But it's a lot more to get to. So I'm gonna pass it out back to the host. What's good, Ness?
I'm pretty sure you knew it was a gift, but let's jump into it, or should we start with Alvarez since he had the biggest win of the night? Elderly Alvarez started everything off with a big right hand, and it was all downhill for Sergey Kovalev from there. But I will say this, in the beginning of the fight, he was controlling it pretty well with his jab and his range. Kovalev did make some adjustments, I want to say around the third, maybe the fourth round, and kind of changed the tide just a bit. But wow.
And real quick, Ness, a point you made last night on the post-fight show, Alvarez made a concerted effort to go to the body. You see it through the whole fight. Like the first 4 or 5 rounds, he's going to the body, chest, side, gut. He's going everywhere.
Yeah, even in the clinches, he was going to the body. Like, they really had a plan. They really believed in what Ward was able to do. But they were able to do what Ward couldn't do. This is almost a retirement loss for Kovalev. I know Kat Duva said at the post-fight press conference that Kovalev does have a rematch, but I don't know. Cantu, do you think we see Kovalev come back? Now, remember, after a knockout, you get 90-day suspension from the commission, and then we could be talking about Kovalev back in the ring. 90 days from July. What are we, in August? We're talking November back?
Yeah, man, that's tough, man, especially since he's on the later portion of his career, 35 years old, really suffering the first substantial, like, knockout loss in his career, considering he was put down 3 times. I think this is going to be tough for him to get back, especially since he lost that WBO title. You know, you don't want to see him get in there with a guy like Bivol. And I don't think anybody would pick him to beat a guy like Bivol at this point.
Well, remember, even though he lost the title, he didn't really lose it, right? Because he has an immediate rematch. He just has to execute it or, you know, exercise his immediate rematch clause. But I don't know. The question is, can he?
It might not be. It might not be his immediate, you know, rematch. He might not want to take it right away. I know there were speaks of it in the media, but you know.
But don't you think he has to? Do me? He's been built up as the king of the.
Yeah, he has to. In a way, he does, right? But he that was a hard knockout. You know what I mean? And it takes a guy some time to recover from things like that. You just never know what that first encounter with Andre Ward did to him, and I don't know if it's showing now. What I do know is that Kovalev is not used to somebody bringing him the fight. He's usually the stalker, the guy that's attacking and putting the pressure on the guy. And in this fight, just like in the Andre Ward fight, I saw that when a guy brings the fight back to him, he crumbles. He sort of crumbles, and he's not taking others' power, others people's power well. So I don't think that that rematch is gonna be exercised immediately.
Yeah, I mean, Kathy Duva was in the media, and she didn't seem very confident. Like, oh no, we're totally gonna get the rematch. She was kind of more like, well, I mean, we do have a rematch clause, but yeah. So it's even his own promoter doesn't even sound that confident. Doesn't even think that might not be based off her reaction in the interviews.
Rob, I want to ask you because we already had one of our panelists say it. I've seen it all throughout the internet after the fight. Everyone is crediting Ward instead of Alvarez. Are we overlooking what Alvarez was able to do? Because everyone's like, oh, he followed Ward's blueprint, or oh, Ward softened him up, or he was never the same after Ward. And Doomy just said, oh, since the Ward first fight, it's like, what the fuck? Did Alvarez do anything?
Maybe maybe Ward did take some.
Oh, I said Rob.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Rob. It's so good. No, I think we've just got to give credit to Alvarez. I think maybe it's taken its toll further back in time, but he's been in training camps. He's had a couple of fights since. I think we got to give credit to Alvarez. He came, he brought it, he landed big punches, and it done the job. And shout out to him. I didn't pick him. I've never been that high on Kovalev, to be honest, but I just fancied him over Alvarez. Maybe I hadn't seen enough of Alvarez myself to think, oh yeah, I'm going for the so-called upset. But no, I think we got to give him his credit. He went in there and done the job on him. I mean, that first right hand. I mean,
I'm not really taking.
What you read about when he felt the power, he didn't seem to be up to it. He just kind of little stumbled back and almost not took a knee, but sort of sat down rather than he was proper knocked down. But yeah, he just kept getting landed on, and that was it. But shout out to Alvarez, great job.
I really never. I'm gonna be honest. I'll play the casual right now. I hadn't heard much of Eliezer Alvarez. This is I'll be honest. This is the first time I saw him fighting. So I was impressed by his overall attitude and composure against a guy like Kovalev. And when he did get hit, he knew. First of all, he took some of Kovalev's shots, and he knew how to stay calm. He knew how to react. And I'm not saying that he took exactly what Andre did and implemented it, but you saw some of the things that worked for Andre work for Mr. Alvarez, and he had success. He went to the body, and you guys saw the times that he did go to the body. You saw Kovalev went. It looks like Kovalev needs to hit more crunches, or I don't know, but those body shots really, really do affect him. And credit and kudos to Alvarez for staying, his composure under pressure. A guy like Kovalev that presents so much pressure to a guy that it's easy for you to make a mistake with that guy, and he kept his composure and he returned fire. I really wasn't expecting him to knock him out.
Ness, you're a tall fighter, man. When you box and stuff, you know how important it is to control distance and range. How impressive was it to see Alvarez snapping Kovalev's head back with his jab, man?
Nah, it was very impressive. I feel like Doomy. I feel like a bit of a casual. I did watch Alvarez twice because PBC has been putting him on. So every time he fought for PBC, I've obviously watched those. But he was never my ace in the hole, right? I never seen this coming. I never thought he had the ability. It was like a guy that kept taking step aside money, even though HBO tried to tell their viewers that Adonis didn't want to defend his WBC. Elderly Alvarez took step aside money about 3 times, all right? He probably bought 3 houses in Colombia with the money they've given him to step aside so that Adonis could do other things. So I just took it like I took Victor Postal. You know what I mean? When Victor Postal took step aside money from Danny Garcia 3 fucking times, I said, nah, this guy doesn't want no sauce. He ain't about that. And sure enough, he wasn't about that. Like, his biggest win is Lucas Matisse, and now we all question Lucas Matisse. I mean, you know, Danny and his father say it's because of them. They say, you know, everyone they fight is not the same after, and Keith will prove that. So who knows?
How am I the only one that heard of Alvarez, or like really was like?
No,
You are not the only one. You
I
are
mean,
not.
not heard of him, but like wasn't impressed by like what he did in his previous fights.
Well, I mean, first thing,
Who did he fight in his previous fights?
Like I said, man, back when I just started watching boxing, he's one of the first guys that I came across. I'm like, okay, dude's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And then last night, I mean, all the credit has to go to him. He set his shot up with that jab. When you watch the replay, that jab comes out like a pawing jab, and Kovalev like reacts to like goes to the side, and bang, their right hand knock it side of the head temple. It's over.
Well, I'll say one thing. I mean, in between, I mean, even though he knocked him out, I mean, it wasn't like pure domination. He had like good early round success, and Kovalev definitely did pick it up in the 4th round. And it was very competitive at certain rounds, and it was close, and he stayed in there. But you know,
Ryan, you know when you get to a certain level, all fights gonna be competitive, right or wrong.
Well, think about this. After Kovalev beat Ward, who did he fight in between these 2 rounds to prepare himself for Alvarez? I mean, do we give him enough credit fighting Shabransky and stuff like that? Is this really a worthy situation where Kovalev put himself back on the map to fight, you know, someone like a leader Alvarez, who's considered?
I mean, I think so. I won't shit on Shabransky. You got to be good to beat Shabransky. You got to be good.
Shabransky lost to
good, you know, that's good. And Bivol is just better. Like, I think that Kovalev beating Shabransky, especially in the fashion that he did, that was a decent win. I won't knock that, especially as a comeback fight. You know, in retrospect, he got Shabransky early before everyone, and Shabransky never really got a big win, so he's just a good loser. So I see what you're saying. In Igor Melalenko, never heard of that motherfucker. They brought him from out of the down under to get that record nice and fluffy. But Alvarez was a mandatory, right? It was like you had to do this.
I believe he was. But one thing that I want to point out real quick.
Let me just say that for me, since unlike Mike, I didn't really see the special in Alvarez. Yeah, I think Shabransky and Melalenko was more than enough tune-ups to get him ready for in Alvarez. It's just that this guy falls in love with his power. You know, he's not boxing. He's trying to knock you out.
For a second, though, for just a second, I saw a different Kovalev in there, and that's when he started throwing body shots. For maybe a round or 2, he started going to body shots, and I can't say it enough, man. A guy with that much power, why are you not attacking the body a lot more?
But you got to realize, Domi, when he did that, Alvarez did not react in a bad way. He actually took Kovalev's power.
Well, that's
really
well, this is what happens, Mike. When you're touching guys to the body, I mean, seldom do you get that Lomachenko, Linares body shot where you just kind of hit him one time and he's over with. But if you work that body throughout the rounds, you slow your guy down. You know, a guy gets hit enough in the body, his guard starts to drop. So for a guy that his mostly 80% of his attacks were to the head, all his punches to the head. So if you're a headhunter, set it up.
That's a great point, Domi. Because Alvarez, the same thing. Alvarez invested in a body early, and then eventually the headshot came. Good point.
Headshot came.
Yes. Quick question. How much credit do you guys give John David Jackson in this factor? I know a lot of people's been talking about him stating all these, you know, his weaknesses and things like that. Do you think John David Jackson played in a factor in any of this at all as well?
I believe so. Big time.
Factor how? By letting the cat out the bag 2 years ago?
Yeah. Everybody knew that his body was weak, especially after
the Ward fight was more evidence than a disgruntled, fired ex-employee.
And I'll tell you,
hey, he works for Kovalev, but was his information, does it seem to be accurate? Yeah, but I don't think it played a part in this. Like, yo, Mark Ramsey and Alvarez watched tape. it's stupid for those fighters that I hear out there when I interview. They're like, I don't watch tape. I don't even watch boxing.
I don't believe in this. I don't believe it when they say that shit.
You're just a big ass weirdo, and I hope they knock you out for being dumb, because people that are smart study.
Look, at those levels, I mean, look, you got the NFL, for example. Cantu, my man Cantu is a ex-football player, am I right? And
yeah, man, you gotta watch film, dog.
You gotta watch film, bro.
They say they don't watch film, but they always posting on Twitter about the fights.
And look, I'm not gonna go ahead, Cantu.
I just want to say this real quick since Ron brought it up. I think to an extent, John David Jackson, kind of that tension that he had with Kovalev going into the rematch with Ward, I think that played a detrimental thing to Kovalev from a mental side. I was at the media workout leading up to that fight, and they didn't acknowledge each other until they got in the ring to do mitts, man. And there was just a weird sense of tension, man. And I think that's the point when Kovalev really kind of started going down, in my opinion.
So do we think at 35 this is it? Kovalev's done?
Rob, I was just getting ready to jump in with that.
I can't believe
I don't think
so. Even saying that it's like John.
I don't think so.
Dude, John David Jackson just let us know what he seen and experienced. Like, Kovalev is Kovalev.
I'm with this.
He's him. He probably doesn't run. You know what I'm saying? He ain't doing sit-ups. Like, it's him. It's no one else.
And how long has John David Jackson not been a part of Kovalev camps?
I know. Like, they talking to this dude in 3 different languages, and no trainer could get him to fucking listen. Get out, bro.
Yeah, I mean, look, but going back to him retiring, what Rob had mentioned, personal thing, I don't think he's over with. The guy's been a winner up until these last 2 fights. You know what I mean? That he lost. I mean, he has no other losses on his record. I still believe
you could bring this guy back slow, man. Listen, Amir Khan has been knocked out 3 times, I believe, and he's been brought back. And look at him now in talks of Kell Brook fights and Manny Pacquiao fights, like, without beating anyone. Kovalev could easily go to Canada, fight Pascal again, because I know Pascal's fighting pretty soon. You know, go fight Pascal. Go fight a couple of other guys. What was that dude that turned gay? That was light heavyweight?
Stars with a B. I forgot. I
don't know, but whatever. Fight some of those fringe, contenders that are not like in the limelight. Do it in AC club fights. Get on those Thomas Cornflake Lamana cards off TV. Maybe some Broadway boxing, but unless you're gonna be balls to the wall and exercise your rematch.
I don't know what Roy Jones saw yesterday that made him say that publicly. That Kovalev's finished at 35 for a guy that fought up until recently.
No, I don't think he means finished like done, retire. I think he finished like being competitive at the elite level. Like
I mean, but that's your translation. What I got from his statement was that he's done. I mean, you might be trying to save him right now.
No, I'm not trying to save him, because maybe he is. If you think about it, like, if you can't beat the top, then what are you doing? You're just going to be a gatekeeper. Like, if you can't beat Eldelier Alvarez, that means you cannot beat fucking Adonis Stevenson, and you cannot beat whoever else is at the top.
But then that just brings us to this point, Ness. Are we diminishing the type of fighter that Eldelier Alvarez is or is to be? I mean, by saying those things in that way?
No. But if you can't beat the top, you can't be at the top. What do you mean? Alvarez is going on to unify. If he's smart, he's going on to wait for the winner of Gorchek and a Stevenson, and he gets his first big fight so he could be a millionaire in Colombia.
Kovalev is 2-3 in his last 5 fights, and when he stepped up to like competition, they ain't really been looking too good for him. Just my opinion.
I mean, just check out the competition before.
Kovalev is still a name. Like, Marcus Brown could use the name Kovalev on his fucking resume. Look who he beat yesterday. Stop it. He barely beat him. He got dropped by Lenny Castillo. We'll be talking about that a little bit later. But, Kovalev is still a name. He's still a name. Mosley retired when? Like a year ago? Like, dudes are names, bro. Dudes are names. Berto ain't retired yet. How old is Berto? I mean, he ain't get stopped. Like, I don't think he ever been stopped the way Kovalev was. But anyway, let's do that shimmy right now and head on over to the Berto topic. I guess we got to touch on Bivol, right? Like, yo, look, I watched the Chilemba fight. It went 12. I'm where I've always been. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not impressed, because I am impressed because he beat Barrera. But he's obviously not everything that the people think he is, because just the manner in which he got the win over Chilemba, like it wasn't as clean.
But you said Chilemba's a hard guy to look good.
I did. But if you as fucking good as everybody claiming, everybody's all dangling on your balls ever since you hit the scene, show me something. Don't do the same thing everybody else doing versus Chilemba.
But he showed you something against a Barrera when he stopped him late.
Oh, so now we giving passes. You know,
I'm not giving the whoa.
Show you something every time out.
Well, I'm not giving them by the passes. I'm just going off what you said. Chilemba has won 12 with Kovalev. Chilemba has won 12 with more than one top flight level. Like you said, he beat Tony Bell. You right or wrong?
All right, but listen, Crawford goes 12 rounds too, and they don't look like that.
I mean, people don't
on Crawford like that.
I mean, Chilemba is at his latest, at the late end of his career. I mean, so he's put in there, and Bivol at this point looked like he did great early, but later in the rounds he just started to, I don't know, not do things, and that at that point it counters the opposite of what he did with
tired, bro. He got tired.
So yeah, exactly. So
many punches, and then he just like started being conservative.
I give Chilemba credit. He's the older fighter. And look, styles make fights, right? Not every Bivol can expect to knock every guy out. And the style that Chilemba came in with, I don't think Bivol was going to score a solid shot. After a few rounds of just watching the fight and seeing the the close kind of like almost Floyd Mayweather.
That's the problem with the camp then, because there's tape on Chilemba.
That's what I mean. It's all about game plan, and at the same time, when you know
body, you know what I'm saying?
At the same time, when you go in there with a game plan, it doesn't always work out for you. Look, fighters are creatures of habit too. You know, if you saw what Bivol was doing, he does basically almost the same thing. It's just that his in and out speed is very, very fast. He's able to come in on guys and really tag them up. Once they throw their punches, he just shoots right in, and it didn't work out for him too much because of the shoulder rolls that Chilemba was using, that Mayweather guard that he was using, and he didn't score the knockout.
Tony.
Yeah, the James Toney. He wasn't able to score that knock. He wasn't able to land a solid shot. Even though some of the shots he did land were hard, he never landed a KO
But
punch
I also feel like Bivol was just being super safe. Like in mid rounds or late rounds, he wasn't really doing much. I mean, you can't really say that Chilemba was sitting there doing an incredible amount of work and making it hard. I felt like there was a lot also on Bivol's side. And like Ness said, I mean, I did see fatigue in the later rounds. I did see
I think Bivol loses to everybody at the top, man. Right now.
You think he loses to Alvarez too?
Hell yeah.
Really? Yeah,
Better beat him?
Oh wow.
Did you see Alvarez's defense, bro? Hell yeah.
You think he loses?
I think he's quick.
At the top, but I mean, I don't know. Better he is?
Yes.
I'm gonna say Bivol.
Well, he got a vacant title.
He's an IBF champion. Man, I know this because Yard did not want to take that fight with him for some reason.
Bivol's a WBA champion.
I'm talking about Bitter Bia.
Bitter Bia.
I'll go out the window right now and say, to me, Bivol is a better boxer than Kovalev.
I'm not putting no money on that dude that Mike was just talking about. That dude got dropped by somebody that I don't even remember. I just know his name, Page. Bivol at least got power, and that's always good. He knocks people out late. Better Beef could be doing great because he's so great, and that chin so fucking fragile that Bivol might put him out in the end. But I know that Badu Jag, Adonis Stevens, Elderly Alvarez, those guys probably easily beat Bivol. He needs like two more fights. I wish Marcus Brown had more of a chin because he would be a good test. The problem is the minute Bivol hits him, he's probably going down.
How do you go from rating a Barrera, a guy Bivol beat, to not giving Bivol like the wins against like the top competition?
Explain. Barrera is a good fighter, right? But he's also styles make fights, right? So he's also slow. You know, Bivol, in order to lose, has to fight someone with hand speed. There's only a few people. Badu Jack, which goes to the body consistently since his younger days in lower weight divisions. This is not something we have to ask of him. This is something that Badu Jack does. So Badu Jack, I think, experience, all that is going to smash Bivol.
But he starts off slow though. Badu Jack has been known for starting off slow.
Man, that was an old Badu Jack. I think this new Badu. Look, I think he beat Adonis Stevenson.
But he started off slow against.
But that was Adonis Stevenson though. There was a game plan behind that particular fight.
Yeah, those people, they wanted to come on late.
I think Badu Jack's ring IQ would definitely give Bivol some issues. To Ness's point, but I think Bivol, I think he's the real deal, man. I think he just, he's got to work on a few things.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So if he's got to work on a few things, that means a tune-up fight, not named anyone in the top 10.
Rob, how you feel? I mean, it was a Eddie Hearn like potential signing, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's worked with him before. I thought he'd done it well. I don't think Chalumba particularly came to fight that much, from what I saw. And those guys could be tricky, these things happen. But remember, Bivol's 14 fights into his career, so whether it's a little early to slightly pump the brakes on all these big names, but the division isn't particularly, I wouldn't say stacked. So at some point, these guys have all just sort of got to get in the mix and fight each other, and it's probably going to happen sooner or later for Bivol. So yeah, I like him. I think he's he could be the real deal. But yeah, we just got to get these fights made and see. But you say about Beterbiev, he's going to obviously be fighting Callum Johnson from over here on one of the DAZN cards, and we'll have to see if his chin can stand out, because Callum Johnson has got some serious punch and it's a heavy hitter. But
that he does.
Heard of Callum Johnson? Really? I've heard of Callum Smith.
Callum Johnson beat Frank Buglioni in the first round.
Never heard of him.
Wow.
Never in my life.
Sorry, UK people. I do apologize.
You know who's another guy in that division who I really think is a real threat and problem? Alexander, God, his last name.
Gosvick.
I call him by his nickname, the Nail.
No need to think. He's scheduled to fight Adonis. We'll find out how good he is.
Oh man, shit, that's gonna be good. I'll tell you what. The Nail, I think, is more accurate. He's a lot more accurate than a lot of these like 175 pounders. A lot more accurate.
I hear you, but his last performance on ESPN wasn't that impressive.
Who'd he fight, Mike? If I forget.
Dude, they be souping up these Eastern Europeans. As soon as you got an Eastern European name, everybody get on your dick. It's like nature.
Doesn't he come out of that whole Vasily Lomachenko camp thing?
He is, and that's why probably a lot of hype because of Usyk and Lomachenko. I mean,
but he hasn't looked like Usyk or Lomachenko ever, not ever. And I've watched him.
He's looked good, Ness. Come on.
He's never looked like Usyk or Lomachenko.
They have particularly different styles,
right? And that's fine. But I was accurate with my statement. For you to try and say something behind it, like if I'm, saying he doesn't look like Vasil or fucking Usyk.
But that can mean a few things, It doesn't have to
hang out with him. That's all.
His last fight was
the same store.
Mahidi Amar, who is 34-5-2, and that I remember that fight because that guy moved up from 168, and he still couldn't stop him.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is Mahidi Amar? Come on, man.
Exactly. And he fought Craig Baker before that.
So overhyped, man. So overhyped. It's crazy.
Y'all want to do that PBC on Fox card?
Well, let's start all the way from the bottom, right? Let's start with the frustrating Fox Sports 2. Down the panel, who had this on their cable package?
Surprisingly, I had it on my Hulu TV, but other than that, like I didn't know I really had it.
Okay.
What
FS2, not FS1.
Did you watch the Marcus Brown fight?
No, I missed that one. I heard he got knocked down pretty hard.
Missed it because you do not have FS2. Like, I mean,
no, I didn't. I wasn't aware what channel that fight was going on.
Fucking listen to the questions, bro.
You got the channel.
Fucking horrible, this guy.
Yeah,
I missed it because I did not have FS2.
No, wait, you hear Doomy? He says he has the channel,
but he didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't know what time the fight was going on.
So you got FS2?
Yeah, FS1 and FS2. I mean, I'm pretty sure you do too, though.
Nah, I don't got it.
Yeah,
I even called my cable provider. Nah, I ain't got it, and I googled that shit. I don't got it.
Yeah, no, I got it.
I had to get a stream, So that's the first thing right there. I want to definitely thumbs down, fucking PBC with this dumb shit. At least put it on your YouTube. Yes, more sound bites. Kill them. Do something because
like they make you switch so many fucking times. It's
so many fucking channels. Just get one time slot and put all these motherfuckers on. Why I gotta be bouncing like a ping pong ball? So now I'm live streaming some shit with fucking viruses because those VIP League shits got like 1,000 windows and a fake Adobe downloads. It's like, I just want to stab somebody when this shit happens. You know what I'm saying? So I get to watch it. Who was the first fight?
Well, one thing I wanted to complain about, there was a couple fights they didn't put on either one of the undercards. They didn't put Richard Come's fight on there. They didn't put Omar Figueroa's brother, Brandon Figueroa, which I'm telling you, some of the better fights were actually off the television.
Yo, but Come, let's be honest, man. Come's like a flip of the coin. If you're a television producer or exec, you don't know whether or not to spend that money on Aaron Come because it's not like he's a killer, guaranteed, win, guaranteed points win. Like, it's a flip of the coin with that dude.
Well, the reason why I say that is the person he was fighting wasn't like it definitely felt like it was just a.
Did he knock him out or did that shit go 10 or 12?
He knocked his ass down the first round and knocked him. They had to stop in the second round. I sent you the footage.
Cool.
But no, it was definitely a good fight to watch. It was an entertaining fight.
I know he's working with Andre Rozier. We see him in our gym.
And speaking of watching, if you're watching live or if you're in the chat, please smash that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.
And then the other fight they didn't put on air that I thought they should have is, that was Omar Figueroa's brother, Brandon Figueroa. And it's like he was fighting this guy from Mexico. He had an undefeated record. I'm not saying it was great, but after the first round, the kid was crying in there. He made his opponent cry.
Why should Brandon be on TV? Because he's fucking related to Omar?
But what I'm just saying is if they're going to do these long
give me a good reason. Give me a valid reason why Brandon should be on TV.
To be honest, I didn't even know Omar had a brother.
Exactly. So I mean, it's the buildup. I mean, and plus
maybe a Maidana thing. It's like, oh, Maidana. Straight jacking his name. He fights nothing like his brother or cousin, whatever the hell he is. I mean, I don't know. These dudes just saying it. Listen, it was the same thing with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Like anybody, that's why I didn't name my son Nesta. That's some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Putting this unnecessary pressure on motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Let that man be him. None of these juniors ever live up to it, so it's just like a waste of time. And none of these are offsprings, right? Like, name an offspring that made it. Name one.
Wait, what?
Ken Griffey Jr. Bam.
No. Boxing. Shane Mosley Jr. No good.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Bam.
Oh,
come on, dog.
No, but that's backwards because the father wasn't Floyd. You feel me? Like the one that's good is the father. So like Floyd's son won't be good.
But then he would be Floyd the third.
Come on, man. Floyd dad is still with a pro boxer.
Is that what you're trying to do?
What?
Are you trying to say good, like a great dad and a great son, like both legendary? Yeah.
You get where is that? It doesn't even have to be great dad, great son, right? I'm just saying two last names the same. There's, I guess, Floyd.
Well, brothers are different though. Like the way you're doing.
No, it's Floyd because Floyd had the father, the uncle, and the brother. That heritage really made a mark. But name another last name because Julio Cesar Chavez.
Well, the thing is, you keep saying dad. I'm saying brothers though.
No, he didn't make it either. He didn't make it either.
He still got time, baby.
Brothers, I'm saying.
He still got time.
No, Brandon are brothers.
IVO, like that's like going to the fucking supermarket and putting a quarter in the gumball machine.
That's my guy though, man. I don't care what you say.
Nah, he was my guy too, man. But he's all talk.
But these are brothers, man. You got Charlos, the Klitschko's. I mean, the Russell brothers are all good. Like,
you're right, brothers.
I'm saying brothers. I mean, so that's why I was saying.
I don't know, man. I mean,
yeah, but
we only know him because of his brother.
To Nessa's point, I mean, naming your son Junior is going to be a hard time for him to try to live up to your legacy.
I mean, even a dude like Marvis Frazier got his ass knocked out by Mike Tyson.
Well, that's Mike Tyson first. Let's just give respect to Mike Tyson. But yeah, I agree with you on that.
And Cantu, you know this for a fact. LeBron James came out recently and said what?
Yeah, man. He it's gonna be tough for his son to live up to his name big time. But
I mean,
I've heard some good things about his son though.
Dude, it's unnecessary pressure.
Chavez.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. suffers through more depression than Omar Chavez. Omar Chavez goes unnoticed as a bum. And no disrespect. Like, you know, he goes unnoticed, though. Nobody shits on him or shames him. Chavez Jr., on the other hand, just because you're junior, you know, even his own father shames on him, you know what I mean? His own father was picking Canelo over him. Like, it's crazy, bro.
That is bad.
Speaking of somebody old and trying to like make it like a comeback, your guy Luis Collazo had an impressive victory, right?
Oh yes, that's another one that was on this Fox Sports 2 stream.
Let's get to the card.
Yeah, that because that's what I was asking. I know Lenny Castillo and Marcus Brown was the main event, and they had an in-between fight, but the Brian Pereira? How do you say it? It's Pereira?
Perlata, eh? No.
No, I thought it was Pereira.
Pereira?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever, bro. Brian, we'll go with the first name. He had a good jab. But these guys are not conditioned for the elite level. They have no clue what it is to be in there with someone determined and experienced. Collazo throwing all defense out the window and resorting to the same juke style offense that he used versus Amir Khan. And Amir Khan proving that there's levels to this shit. And he is separated from Brian Baralda for real, because Amir Khan was able to do a lot with the, defense of Collazo, because that's how he defends, is juke moves and shoulder, like lateral movement. He's a little weird with that, his face all swelled up. You can check out the post-fight interview on our YouTube channel. But he gets the job done. I mean, he's hitting his guys hard too, because this is not the first prospect he's done like this. Like, I mean, I'm labeling him a prospect killer. I really want him to get a big fight. I did not want to have to say this. I wanted Berto to earn the win over Alexander so that he could finally give Luis Collazo that rematch from way back in 2009. But since the boxing gods allowed Berto to get this gift decision, let those same gods punish him by putting him in the ring with Luis Collazo and giving us that rematch from, I don't know, almost 10 years ago, where Collazo, in my opinion, probably beat Berto. And since they're both active and on this level, I think we should see it.
Was it really
Let me just finish up by saying I'd rather that than Berto getting another opportunity at any of the top names like a Thurman, a Garcia, a Porter, a Earl. None of those names should be open. The door should be open for Berto.
Was that Berto win like really a gift though? I mean, Devon didn't really push the action like he needed to towards the end of the fight.
No, I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a gift. I
don't want to cut you off, Doomy, but he was doing a live fight chat with me. It's strange that you didn't say Berto was winning during the fight. Now all of a sudden the world starts to say Berto's winning, and I don't know.
I don't think he won. I'm sticking by that, but I got to be objective. Do we really think it's a gift?
I don't know the way you made it.
Do we really think it's a gift? I mean, even though I picked him, I don't think he won last night. Go ahead, Doomy. I'm sorry.
Well, let me first start off with this. I know I keep cutting y'all off, but I guess we all have to do this. We forgot about the crow. We gotta get crowed out here.
Damn.
That's for Alvarez, because I did not know Alvarez was going to be able to do what he did, and then
I don't think I got anybody down.
Then I also got it wrong with Berto because the judges were blind, in my opinion. So I got 2 servings. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't really watching the fight. There was a lot going on, but some of the boxers there, I mean, a lot of them were saying that Berto won by an edge by ringside. So that's just what I was hearing at the arena. So I know that, it was kind of hard to kind of see at the ringside. And I do say Devon was getting the early rounds, but like I said, I wasn't really watching too much because so much was going on around me. But a lot of guys, the professional boxers I heard, they were all saying that Berto edged it slightly, saying that it could have probably went either or though.
I mean, he probably edged it because he was the, I guess, the A side. But to me, the reason I think Devon lost was because he kind of slowed down in the last few rounds. But to me, he just he landed the more effective shots. I mean, Berto had his moments where he would just kind of like throw punches and kind of just give it his all. And I think him doing that towards the later rounds is what got him that win.
You're absolutely right.
I just want to say both of these guys were tremendously inaccurate. Like
they were kind of staring at each other at times in the center of the ring.
So many shots, it was crazy. I got tired of this fight. I actually told my Mike during the show, like, I regretted doing the live fight chat.
It was like
yeah, go ahead.
I gotta apologize to our family. That's why we didn't do a Kovalev live fight chat, because that fight chat was so.
Yeah, that fight chat killed us. It was just drained us, bro.
I'll be honest with you though, it came to a point where I'm just looking at these guys and I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, you got fast hands, you got guys that are got energy, and they would just kind of just be looking at each other sometimes, and then it would just turn to one of them would throw a punch and it would end up in a clinch where somebody had a wizard on the other one, a wizard being that you grab the other guy's arm. You know what I mean? Sort of just kind of like punching. It was just like a clinch in the middle. I wanted to see more.
Too many clinches. That was one of the things I hated.
I don't know. I would have expected more punches.
Because from what I saw, Devon looked good in the beginning. I can actually hear him. Actually, he had a lot of pop in his early shots, but then Berto came strong at the other end. So,
I mean, you can actually see it on the replay. Like, me and this was like watching. Like, Alexander came out the first couple of rounds looking fast, smooth. Then like 7-round hit, like that movement went away.
Yeah, he just stopped and then
he got a little flat. I think it was after the 7th. He gave away, 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe, or maybe 8, 9, 10. I think he gave away the last 3, but I still thought he won. I don't know. When we were doing the live fight chat, even the people in the chat, they was like, what? Berto with the win? I thought he only won like 4 rounds. So no one understood it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, that's a tough deal for Alexander, man. He's only won once in his last 5 fights, and he got a controversial draw in his previous fight against Victor Ortiz. So
yeah, that one he won, though. But,
I think most people believe he won that fight.
Yeah, but it's more of the same, right? He's going to have people that believe in that he won this fight, poor guy. Back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board for Alexander, who's a southpaw. So I would like to see Alexander tune up Keith Thurman, get him all ready for Earl Spence, start throwing some southpaws at him, and then I would like to see Berto with Collazo. What about you guys wrapping it up so we can damn, we never even talked about Brown. We went
we got some other
Clear
cards. So you want to
too.
start with the Marcus Brown?
Yeah, we gotta talk about Brown. But what do you guys think about that before we go to Brown?
I mean, those fights are like fine with me. Go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
No, I watched the Berto Alexander and got a bit, sleepy watching it, even though I was watching it off a link. It wasn't great. But a robbery, I mean, I saw it as close, but for me, I thought Alexander got it. But yeah, it was maybe close, but big, huge robbery. I'm not so sure it's a huge robbery or anything like that, but yeah, it wasn't the easiest fight to watch, and I maybe switched off scoring a couple of times, but you get these fights sometimes and you have to brush them aside and wait for a more exciting one. But
styles make fights.
Yeah, man. So Brown, Lenny Castillo Brown. Castillo landed a beautiful left hook, then landed another left hook to drop Brown. And Brown still got the win. Brown's been going down. He went down versus Hot Rod. He's been going down versus everybody, still getting these wins. I don't know, man. I don't know because, he was in like mandatories or purse bids, for title shots, and it didn't happen. Like I believe at one time he was lined up to fight Godcheck, and that didn't happen. Then he was lined up to fight Kovalev, and that ain't happened. So I'm like, man, what's going on? Are they pulling him because they see that he needs more time? And if so, that's cool. If you're honest with the public.
I do feel like he was hesitant. His family started sitting around me on ringside, and I can even hear his family kind of like telling him like, "Hey, be more confident, throw more shots," And it definitely felt like he was afraid to get countered. I think his opponent was like a counter puncher. It seemed like, and it was a pretty boring match from the crowd's perspective. It was a lot of booing because it didn't seem like he had a lot of confidence, especially after the knockdown. He was just waiting for the opponent to throw shots, and even his family members and friends were kind of like, man, that fight could have went either or,
I maintained my position on Brown from the start. I never thought he was overly impressive, and the victory against Hot Rod, I think, gave him a little bit more boost than maybe he really kind of garners. But go ahead, Cantu. I see you want to jump in. You muted.
I was just looking at Brown's record. So he's only 27, man. But if you're in the light heavyweight division, you got to come with some more ferocity. So, I think people think he took a step back with this fight, although he's still undefeated. He needs to come with some more cojones, if he wants to make an impact in that light heavyweight division, seeing the depth, the dogs that are in that division right now. So,
yeah, man. This is not the first one that he's looked like this, like the Hot Rod fight, Mike, I don't know, that analogy was a little weird. You said that you feel like he gained some notoriety from it. I think that's where people started to question him because he got dropped and they thought he lost.
I meant Top Dog Williams. I do apologize.
Now that was a good win, but again, we knew that Top Dog is the one that's chinless. So that was a setup for Marcus. But yeah, I mean, 175, bro. It's they're gonna have to keep finding guys like Lenny Castillo and Fancy Natutu, Sean Monahan. Like those are club level guys, And
wasn't he originally supposed to, fight Kovalev?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's always in a headline with a big name, and then it doesn't happen. So I don't know. I don't know if they're slowing him down.
No, fights fell through. I think personal issues in his life, or something might have happened. But that's how this game is, man. This game
I know that he was arrested for some domestic violence, but I don't see how that cancels a fucking press conference and a fight. Like I ain't buying that.
Kathy Duva said it did. I'm just going out what she said. And I think Brown loses to both my guys over in the UK, Buatsi and Yard.
Buatsi. My man Mike's main guy.
Don't matter what he is. He will beat Brown.
Yardy too?
Most definitely beat Brown easy.
What, power?
No, just boxing skills, man. Hey, have you seen Yard fight?
Yeah, he got 12 fights, 12 professional fights, but I don't see him a better boxer.
Did you see Lomachenko Salido?
So what now?
Did you see Lomachenko Salido?
Who is Salido in this analogy? Not Brown.
No,
so Mike.
No, Salido is Lomachenko is Buatsi.
Okay, but I wouldn't say Brown has that experience that Salido had then. Brown only has like 16, 17 fights.
But you're right about that, but Buatsi has to show us that he's Lomachenko. You can't just keep saying he's 4-0 and he ain't fighting no fucking body.
He's not 4-0. He's like 6 or 7 now.
Yeah, you think he's gonna beat Marcus Brown?
Absolutely, no doubt in my mind.
He's just got to be Joshua Buatsi. That's good enough.
What happened?
I was going to say, well, I mean,
have to be Lomachenko. He just has to be Buatsi, and that'll be good enough.
Tell him, Rob. Let him know.
It's obviously not good enough because I don't see him stepping up to the level of a Marcus Brown. He would have to be Lomachenko so we could be in this conversation like Mike is trying to put him in, but he ain't doing shit. He fighting dudes he's supposed to be fighting. Lomachenko, on the other hand, that's a guy that was fighting guys he's not supposed to be fighting at that stage of his career. Mike just wants to put him there because he's
I never compared this guy to Lomachenko and not in one breath.
By saying that Buatsi can beat Marcus Brown, do you not understand what analogy you're creating?
How are we putting Marcus Brown on his high pedestal? Like,
no, he's not on a high pedestal, but he's at least 20-something fights in. And Buatsi's got someone pull this guy's record up so we can at least my man
20 bombs make a difference between 7 bombs.
This dude.
So
it sounds like Mike
between 7 bombs.
Mike, pump the brakes. 20 bums, you bugging. Okay, I'm keep telling you they pumped the brakes on Marcus, but he been beat Gabriel Campillo in 2015. Like he's been a former champion.
Where he at now?
Buatsi beat?
Okay,
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Who the fuck is Buatsi beat?
We'll see when they match up.
Exactly. And until he gets on that Lomachenko level and decides to challenge a fucking Marcus Brown right now, he ain't shit but a prospect.
Who is Marcus Brown a challenge though? I mean, I'm missing the boat with that.
He got more names on his resume than Buatsi. Do he not?
Yeah, it's longer. Yeah, it's a longer record. So
no. Real names, Rob. Names that have done something in the sport of boxing. Like he has beat people that have done something, that have won titles, that are former champions. This guy you guys are bigging up has done shit.
All right.
Shit.
He ain't lost, but Gabriel Campillo has got 7 losses on his record.
Oh my God. I'm not even, you know what? You guys are casuals. I can see that.
All right.
Okay, man.
Mosley got fucking 7 losses maybe on his record, bro. What are you talking about? At this point in their career, 7, it's about what they've done. Like, you guys, you know what?
It's always about what they've done.
Oh,
what am I UK
It's about
protectors
what they doing now, man. It's about what they doing now.
To be fair with Ness, I mean, you can't put Buatsi to beat Brown based off the resumes. I mean, you can have your own speculation.
I never said based off resumes. I said put him in the ring and Buatsi beats him. That's what I said.
So then,
it sounds like Mike thinks that.
So then,
Mike thinks that.
Why they don't believe the way you believe? Why they haven't?
He's reached his ceiling.
Contracts.
It's coming.
It's coming. You dreaming, bro?
Yeah.
You dreaming, bro? He would be in the headlines if he was fucking making noise like that.
And y'all gloss over the fact that I said Yard would beat him too.
I mean, Yard, I'm not really gonna sit here and believe you, man. I could probably get you with Buatsi because he, as far as his
you will get me pedigree, with Buatsi instead of Yard.
Yeah,
really?
The amateur pedigree, and really thinking about it, like who has he already fought, bro?
Nobody.
When have you seen him be?
It's the damnedest thing. These UK fighters, bro, they get extra fucking hyped. It's ridiculous.
Get him, Rob.
This shit comes from like the motherland. I'm telling you, the motherfuckers be in the crib with little boxing gloves already getting hyped. I'm telling you, it's hilarious, bro.
Get beyond your own. That's all.
No, listen, I admire you guys. I'm quoted on this show year after year saying, I wish all of you lived in America. You would just make American boxing better because
I do live in America, baby. I'm right here.
No. I'm talking about the UK fans because
I'm just fucking with you.
Dude got 16 fights and he got muscles, so he's the truth.
He said he got muscles. Oh my God.
I mean, let's just be real.
You know he's sucking down to that way. So
be real. He's
sucking down.
He looks athletic, so he fits the part. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's about marketing, man. Sex sells, bro. You don't see no ugly dudes being world champion. Samuel Peters lasted how long as champ?
That's fucked up.
Who next?
Oh, shit.
I'm sure trying to think of a fucking ugly ass champion. I can't come across one.
Spencer, boy.
See, Mike, I can back you up with Buatsi all day, Mike.
But not with Yard, though. I mean, that's
not yet.
Hold on, Ron. But how though, man?
Not yet. You got to fake.
I'm a full-time hater because I tell the fucking truth. Just show me a UK guy that lasts the test of time. Fuck out of here.
Show me the Buatsi.
I mean, Carl Froch. He only lost to the guy who ain't lost since he was 14. And you beat
Joe
the
Calzaghe.
Carl had a decent career.
Yeah, Carl, nice now. Don't shit on everybody now.
Slow down. All that nice shit, get the fuck out of here.
He's nice. I mean, he's fuck. I like
nice.
I like how he fight. He's fucking rough. That's my kind of dude. That's my kind of dude.
There's levels, and you know, a guy like George Groves, you know, stylistically was supposed to beat Froch, but Groves, you know,
Didn't.
Groves is Groves, you know what I mean? It's two UK guys. But what happened when Froch for did he not fight Ward?
Yeah, that's what I said. He lost to his only loss is to a guy who never lost before.
That's what I'm saying. And also I do recall. Let me pull up this guy's resume. I watched his whole career. I remember he fought John Pascal too.
So we're doing
Froch,
UK greats.
And real quick, Froch made it be known that Joe Calzaghe ducked him, a guy who beat Bernard Hopkins and Roy Jones Jr. That's all I'm saying.
I had a good career.
I like Joe Calzaghe.
He came to America too. He wasn't like these other dudes. Like he came here early, bro. I mean,
dudes.
Like these other dudes. I don't know. Doesn't Carl take shots at AJ all the time? Last I checked, he was in the media saying that AJ and Eddie was the one afraid, right?
Absolutely.
All these Americans.
Last I checked, Carl Froch was in America back in 2009. Last I checked, Carl Froch joined a American Super 6 tournament.
Yeah. But we all know why Carl is salty though. I mean, it's the whole stadium and shit. He don't like the fact that AJ can just do 80,000 like whenever he wants to.
Yeah, but Carl opened that door though.
He did.
Carl made that possibility a thought in Eddie's mind. Eddie would have never thought about doing that till Carl did it.
Trailblazer.
And he's just not like, I'm not getting like the due respect that I deserve for doing that.
No. His problem was he was too big-headed, and he said they wouldn't do better than the 80, and they blew it out the water.
He's still big-headed. I mean, that's Carl Froch though.
When I fought in front of 80,000 fans at Wembley Stadium, that's all he says every fucking interview.
There you go.
When they had Floyd, he was stood there with Floyd and he went, Floyd, I remember when I fought in front of 80,000 people at Wembley Stadium. It's like, come on.
Because that is a goal, man. Imagine we do this show in front of 80,000 people. You'll be telling that to your kids for the rest of your life till you die, and you would hope they say it to someone else, man. Hey, that's an achievement. 80,000 people twice. Carl did it. Plus his resume nasty. He beat Kessler twice, right? Oh no, he rematched Kessler. He got 1-1. I thought he fought Darrell though, didn't he? Oh,
yeah,
he did fight Darrell. He fought Jermaine Taylor.
Darrell beat him. See the American?
No, he didn't. He only lost to fucking Andre Ward.
No. He's talking about, did you watch the fight, not just the resume?
Yeah. Mike didn't watch that fight.
He lost to Kessler though.
Yeah, he lost to Kessler, but Darrell beat him. I remember that fight.
Yeah, I thought Darrell.
Classic. That's when Darrell was good, though. That was before Abraham hurt Darrell.
It was a split decision, so it was
you
a close one.
Look at Carl Froch's face in that fight. Like you can tell. Like
yeah.
I watched the.
I still give Froch his credit because he came to the States and all those fights was here, and even the ones that weren't here, American TV televised them because he had the balls. You know what I'm saying?
So bring it back to the States and drop down one division.
Oh, remember that name I was saying about the gay fighter, Yusuf Matt. I want him to be active. Because look, even Carl Froch fought him. Carl Froch had mad Americans on his resi.
Last fight he had, according to BoxRec, was in 2014.
Yeah, he retired, so he ain't gonna be fighting Kovalev no time soon.
Hey, shout out to Carl Froch getting all this airtime.
Hey, it's all y'all fault.
No, but hey, we gotta address Kid Chocolate and the fight that he had against Jay Leon Love.
I got some funny stories on that, but go on.
Let's go, Ron.
Go.
We like funny.
Make us laugh.
All right. So when I was sitting there, so the whole fight, everyone was all excited because Floyd walked in, right? So then he sits right in front of me, And then Peter Quillon's dad is right in front of me because I saw the documentary Counterpunch, and it showed his dad and stuff in there. So I'm like, oh, this is about to be good. So then, so Floyd's bodyguards are, nearby, and I wasn't able to understand because they were speaking, I think like Spanish and stuff. But at some point, some of the family members, you can see like the hostility was coming, and Floyd just sitting there like, in his own world. He doesn't have to pay attention what's behind. But there's like family screaming, yelling, everyone's getting all hot. And Peter Quillon, obviously, when he came over, at first it looked like Peter Quillon when he was pointing at Floyd. Everyone's like, oh, stuff is going down because, his dad wasn't able to get like a seat properly, it looked like, and all the people in the crowd was like pushing and stuff. And Peter Quillon's, going over, and I guess what he was actually telling him, he was like, yo, I heard a little bit, but he was like, yo, you were speaking at my school, and look where I'm at. Peter Quillon was all in the moment, like, yo, I deserve to be here, just talking to Floyd, and his corner was yelling at him, like, what are you doing, man? Get over here, man, stop. And all that funny stuff that he was doing, I guess he was really in the moment. And it was just funny, man, hearing his dad yelling and his coach yelling and his bodyguard shoving fans out the way. And it was crazy. But what do you guys think about the fight itself, though?
Well, the fight. Let's talk about it. I mean, Jalen Love, oh, man. It was just backstepping city the whole night.
Go and say it, Doom.
A lot of feigning, no punching.
He was sponsored by Puma.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shit. You know what? It's sad when you got a guy like Jalen Love who could have made that fight a lot tougher for Peter Quillon. You just got to ask yourself, where did he leave his mind at? All I saw was feints, movement, no punching. A jab here and there, a combination here and there. For the most of the fight, you had Chocolate just stalking him, talking to him. Let me tell you something. If a guy has the ability to talk shit in mid-range punching, something's wrong. I mean, a guy's in my mid-range talking shit to me, and I'm not slamming my fist in his mouth. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he was scared of the power or he got hit early on and didn't want to get hit. I don't know what was going on, but, we all know that Peter Quillon won that fair and square. Kudos to him, man. He did what he had to do to make the fight exciting. There was at times where Peter attacked, real violently and trying to get him up against the ropes and trying to turn it into something. What I do give credit to Jalen Liao was his defense, which was most of the fight, defense. And it was just overall getting boring at times.
So your whole commentary was about Jalen Love.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I know you guys got plenty of stuff to say about Peter. Peter did a lot of good things on there, so I'm just tossing the hot potato to you.
I mean, I seen improvements. I just seen improvements. I'll wait. I want to see what weight did he fight at?
168. And like we said last night, I mean, for him to be fighting Jalen Love, we expect him to stop that kind of guy, right or wrong.
I wanted the stoppage, but Love, he only has two losses, man. He hasn't really fought anybody that could knock him out. Peter was the first guy. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was knocked out by Porky Medina. And J. Scott Escalera punches pretty hard too. So he knocked out Escalera. I just thought that Peter could get it done, especially after Porky got it done. And especially seeing what Rosado did to Love back then. But it's a comeback fight for Peter. His fight before this was Deshaun Johnson. This is a step up from Deshaun Johnson. Like Doomy said, Love posed a lot of issues with his movement. And Peter did a good job. I'm not going to say he did a great job cutting off the ring because I feel like Love was still able to get out, but he was at least going to the body, trying to slow Love down. And you could see that he had the killer instinct. We spoke about Peter being like a deer in the headlights ever since that Jacobs fight. And they spoke on the telecast, and his eyes were big as hell during the fight. but he was focused, man, and he was having fun in there. He got distracted at times. I won't lie. I did see him talking into the crowd, and
He was having fun. I think he was having fun. I mean, I seen
I
plenty
didn't
of
like
times.
holding on to the ropes.
Yeah, he would grab onto the ropes. I mean, these are things that he probably does while he's sparring inside, wherever he's sparring at, up in Brooklyn over there at the Atlas Cops and Kids, wherever he's doing his work. You see some of the remnants in the ring, and it really looked like he was having fun. It really looked like he wasn't worried about being in front of Jay Leon. So the confidence was there. Confidence was there. I was expecting at times for him to knock Jay Leon down, but what I can, like, again, I got to give Jay Leon his credit on his defense.
Yeah, he was rolling with a lot of those shots, man.
But I think he was just having a lot of fun in there, and you can see that at the later rounds. He tired out after all the moving, chasing, having fun, pointing in the crowd, talking to Floyd, dancing. I think all that went into the last couple of rounds and why he couldn't probably close the show out.
Well, Ron, let me ask you this, right? You were there live. Did you really see him getting tired when he started backing up, or was it like maybe him trying to kind of bait Jay Leon in because it was just him moving forward and he wasn't,
Nah, he got tired.
He got tired.
You know what he did? The mistake I'm glad you guys brought it up, so it reminded me. He committed a crazy mistake. I hope they go back and talk to him about it. I wish I was at the arena to question him. He grabbed the ropes and let Jay Leon Love wail on his body and wail away until the ref came and broke them up. That was dumb because right after that, instantly, he was zapped of energy.
Did you watch the post-fight press conference?
No, of course not.
He was like, the reason I did that is I wanted to see how strong he was and I wanted to feel his power.
Yeah, and that's why he got fucking all zapped. That's why he got zapped. Gave up all those body shots. It was at least a good 6, 7, maybe 8, bro. Shit was retarded. Just straight dumb. I mean, Wilder did the same dumb shit, but at least Wilder gave one side and he was he was
moving with it.
Hula hooping with that shit. He was hula hooping with it. So you know what I mean? But Peter was just standing there like, go ahead, do your thing.
So who do we see next for Peter?
Fuck, man. Let me check what's
I mean, you're the matchmaker now. I mean, we got David Benavidez. He's a champion. He's probably gonna be fighting. Is it Darrell?
No way, man. Peter's not ready for the top yet.
Okay.
I think he was looking at DeGale and stuff. That's what
that's what he said.
Yeah, he said he wanted DeGale and he wanted
that'd be a good fight.
I mean, DeGale did look a little flat his last performance, but I think DeGale has way too much movement for Peter still.
And I know y'all are on the same stable, but stay away from Wi-Fi passcode.
Yo, what's fucking with
Caleb?
Yeah, since when Caleb broke his hand?
He broke his hand?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he broke his hand.
Oh, you didn't check that interview that we did?
All of a sudden.
Who the fuck did that interview? Who was out there? Somebody. Oh, Adam, right? Was it Adam? Adam did the interview with Jose Ustati. I mean, with Caleb Plant, and Caleb Plant said he got 2 pins in his hand, and the fight is postponed.
I broke my back.
So
that was epic.
Look, all right. We're talking Peter. I think Caleb Truax. That's the direction. Even though Truax upset James. Let's see. Andre Durrell is the good comeback fight. That's another step in the right way. Andre Durrell.
That's definitely
popular enough, vulnerable enough, fast enough, present some tests. Shouldn't really get the win, I don't think. I think Peter should win.
That's definitely going to happen. Watch.
Somebody messing Jesse Hart.
Very quick.
You could do. Go ahead.
I was going to say you're talking Andre Durrell, but Michael Benson is on Behind the Gloves interview. He's reported that Andre Durrell has decided to fight on after the Uzcategui fight, but he's going to move up to light heavyweight and return in December.
Oh, shit. All right. So Reginald Quillon. Quillon, if he's good enough for Eubank, he's good enough for Peter. Yeardem, good enough for Eubank, good enough for Peter. Fuck. I ain't gonna say John Ryder. That's really going in the bag. Uh,
I mean, there are fights out there for him. I mean, I don't know what level he wants to go to next, though.
no, I'm telling you the level. The names I'm naming off, bro. He can't. I don't want to see him go faster than that. Just
I mean, do we really think James DeGale is too much for him right now? Because Jalen Love was calling out James DeGale.
yeah, Jalen Love is calling.
I know.
Jalen Love is calling out anybody because Peter Quillon is the biggest name on his resume. So he needed that fight. You know, he has a girlfriend. He's with that TMT fighter, LaChandra Jones or whatever.
I'm just going off the perspective if the guy that I just beat was calling out this guy, and he's a name. Match me with him. Let's go.
I mean, he was playing around a lot in this fight, so maybe if he'll take the James DeGale fight a little bit more serious.
That's a good point, Ron.
Right, he was getting hit, right or wrong.
He was getting when he decided to throw something.
And like he was doing this, like he was lunging, he was reaching, like he only got 2.5 months working with Orleano Sosa. They need more time. He could take Muhammadi. Nabajir Muhammadi is someone that Kovalev had beat before. You know, he could fight him. And
the guy who just got robbed. Muhammadi just got robbed on a WBB SS card when he fought Chudinov.
But was it not Najib? Because it's another one. Remember, there's a Hadilia.
It was Mohamed, whatever.
No, they're both named Muhammadi. No, one is Muhammad Ali with an M-A-D-I. The other one is M-E-D-I.
1 second.
Fuck it, bro. Fuck it. Nobody listening to the show knows neither one of them dudes.
No, they go back. That was a robbery, man. That was a robbery.
Nah. One of them fought Kovalev, so people should know him.
We all know Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know Muhammad Ali. Yo, so fucking Tevin Farmer got me up early.
Hold on. I'm sorry. You can't forget Joey Spencer, man. That's my dude, man.
Nah, we won't forget him. Go ahead. Let's start talking about him.
Go ahead, spit out.
Who'd he fight? It looked like he was fighting.
Well, it was his 4th professional fight.
I he was fighting the dude from Zap Lube that changes the oil for the cars.
They did move him to the co-main event, though.
Yo, he's a killer. He's a killer, bro. Because you know what? He's intelligent enough to go to the body, and he's staying disciplined. You know, he knows that these are the showcase fights, and he's doing that. He's showing off without getting reckless. I mean, he's very tight. Everything seems technical. He looks good. He's a big dude. I didn't know he was that big.
Yeah, he looked good, but he got a problem on down the road if everything plays out.
We got to see him when, you know, we're gonna keep watching him, but he's got to step it up. I mean, look, I've learned boxing learns you. I mean,
pal, baby, you're right.
Think about Erickson Lubin, right? For you guys, Erickson Lubin was right now. For me, that was a 3-year investment. I was going down to Florida for 3 years behind Erickson Lubin. The world thought Erickson Lubin was the truth, and Charlo set him back. So, like, you just never know. You know what I'm saying? Like, Spencer looks good versus who he's supposed to look good.
Well, I thought one thing that was
like,
pretty.
Your boy Buatsi, bum ass.
Well, what was interesting is when I was sitting behind Floyd was actually calling out commands to give Spence, actually. And Joey Spence was actually acknowledging it. And he was like, all right, you want me to go to the body? I'll go to the body. Oh, you want me to do some uppercut? So Floyd was actually giving him commands. I can hear him. And after he was following those instructions, he went over and him and Floyd dapped up and stuff. Yeah. So there was some cool acknowledgement right there. And that was a great opportunity. You never know who you're going to fight in front of. And seeing the fact that he got to fight as a co-main event and Floyd was watching, giving commands, that was pretty cool for someone that young.
I really like, exactly. Young is the key here. I really like the way this kid's embraced the step up and being a pro and being accurate behind this.
Wayne, you must be from another country, you fucking mooly. Learns you as a fucking East Coast slang.
Let me learn you something.
Don't worry about it, man. Wayne Promotions got Randy's camp expenses. My opponent, if he makes weight, or if he shows up.
Wayne needs to sign up the fucking Border Wars. Always chatting. In
I told him, Wayne, you got this.
You off his name.
Whoa, do me.
Hey man, put some respect on my man Randy name. It's Doomsday Bully.
Doomy just says, yeah, if he makes weight.
If he makes weight or whatever, if he makes it to wherever we're gonna be having this Border War series.
We can get a mirror.
Damn, Wayne, you an English professor? Shout out to you, bro.
We ain't gonna get Wayne. Doomy a mirror. We're gonna get Doomy a contract. There's no way we taking Doomy fight and no more. He's got to fight at his whatever weight he weighs the day he signs a contract. We can't.
Real quick, right? Because I didn't get to big up my boy Joey. He's young. He's 18 years old, Ron. Am I right? 18, 19?
Yeah. And
exactly. He's in that spotlight and he's embracing all of it. He doesn't seem shook up. He doesn't seem nervous. He seems like he's in the zone, comfortable under that spotlight. And he has punching power, obviously. He's knocking guys out. That's what he's supposed to be doing, against the guys he's doing it, but he's doing it in a fashion that's it's very entertaining to me, especially somebody that speaks to coaches and sees people with the technique and all that practicing, and the way he just goes in on guys. He's not afraid. Accuracy behind that power is nice. So I'm excited to see him in a couple of years.
He's seasoned.
And one thing
when he steps up, like he's fighting the level of Buatsi's.
Well, hold on. Well, I mean, just one cool thing about it is that I think he's gonna have 2 more fights this year too. He's gonna try to fit in. So
this
having
is his
6
year,
fights.
Right?
Yeah. First year going.
Yeah, they usually get like 6 or 8 a year.
Totally marketable, polite, good kid. You know what I'm saying?
What nationality is he?
I thought he was a white American, but he might be Italian, Irish. I don't know. Brian, you know him a little more personal than us. Maybe you could tell him to come on.
Yeah, I'll go see if he'll want to come on and maybe something.
No, dude. What's his nationality?
I'm not sure. I'll have to find out.
Yo, you see how Ryan tried to like avoid the question? Like, yeah, I'll get him to come on.
No, I was answering one question at a time.
Joey Spencer. I mean, the last name doesn't. Yeah.
Last name doesn't indicate Spanish, but you never know these days. Look at my last name, man. Shit is weird. But who else we got to talk about?
My man Tevin.
Cordina. Let's talk about Cordina.
Missed that one, man.
Educate me, guys. Who's Cordina? Let me Google this guy. What's his first name? Bum Cordina? Excuse me, what?
Come on, man. You're going to pay for that one in the next Border War series now.
Joe Cordina.
Joe. What division is he in?
135.
145?
No, 135. Or is it 130?
Amateur. I was about to say, damn, we giving amateurs a shine now? Joe Cordina. So who's taking the lead on this? What the fuck, Rob? You from the UK? You scared?
Rob is right. Go, Rob. Rob loves this guy.
I know. You guys been bringing him up all nonstop. Talk about this guy.
Yeah, let me in then. Jesus. Bum Buatsi and fucking bum who, bum this. Listen, this kid's pretty good. He's very good movement. Real step up in opposition last night with Sean Dodd, who's real durable fighter. He's been in
Mash or Die, baby.
Yeah. And Cordina looked good, but Dodd gave him some problems and he figured them all out, no problem. I think the decision was really a bit too wide from the judges. He got a unanimous decision, but it wasn't as wide as the judges scored it, I don't think. But he came through it. Good test. Also on the card was Matchroom DAZN new signing, Anthony Sims Jr. He looked all right when he got going, let his hands go a little bit eventually when he warmed up. But who else on the card? We had Natasha Jonas. Oh my God, that was brutal. Missed. She
beat the brakes off the other girl.
Yeah, real quick, man. Hey, Natasha Jonas, you need to take a step back, start fighting some club fighters, and just get your confidence back up, because the way you got it, you know what I'm saying, was really.
Wasn't Natasha Jones? She lost to Katie Taylor, right? In the Summer Games or something.
Yeah.
Right? How did she get her big name?
She's what did she get? Was she a gold medal? Is she a gold medalist? I think she was at the Olympics. But there's been talk of the Katie Taylor fight, in the future with this, and that's just totally been, pulled off the table. No chance of that happening now for maybe a long time. I mean, Eddie Hearn in an interview said she's going to have to wake up in the morning and decide, does she really even want to do this? Some people maybe hang it up, and others think, that wasn't me, and I'll go in there and work harder than I've ever worked before and build myself back up. But it was brutal. 3 knockdowns. And it was horrible. One of them, she was like face down. In the end, her corner, I think the ref stopped it at the same time, but the corner threw the towel in. It was not nice to watch. But
was that a step up in competition for her, Rob?
Not really. This girl was Obanov. She put up a good fight against Katie Taylor, the opponent. But Taylor's Taylor, and super skills came through. But man, the girl wasn't technically great, but she obviously seemed a bit heavy-handed, and she just came in swinging. She basically marched her backwards, and Natasha Jones kind of went backwards just in straight lines, and she just caught one on the chin. And instead of holding, she sort of thought, I'll try and trade off with her. And it just wasn't nice to watch, really. Sometimes that for me, that's kind of an issue with watching the women fight, because when there is a brutal knockout in the women's game, usually it's quite...
No, man. Fighting is fighting. At the end of the day,
I'm talking about my
opinion.
But
Texas, bro.
Yeah, man, you can't do that shit, bro.
I'm fucking with you.
I'm serious though. Like, you can't say like Curtis Stevens. We were, like, when he got knocked out by the Mew, we were like, oh shit, it was a great fucking knockout. Good job. But in all actuality, that shit was disturbing, because he wasn't fucking moving and left on a goddamn a stretcher. But Jonas, she got back up. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying it wasn't nice to see. A lot of people say.
My man Rob don't got the stomach for that right now, right? See the girl get her ass whooped. I know. You know what? I guess in the state, I guess to a certain extent, I could understand that though, man. You see a girl getting beat up and shit, like, damn.
But she's fighting another girl though.
Yeah, no, you give her the respect she deserves. Even if they got to carry her out of the Shield, but shit, when you see a woman getting her ass whooped, I mean, I've seen a couple of girl fights where it's fucking like, wow, stop it already, And just like any other,
say the same if it was a guy getting his ass whooped.
Yeah, bro. There's been some fights. Yeah, no, but the guy like me that got 7 sisters, like. That shit would probably affect me a little bit more than the average dude.
There's a kick in your ass. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Did we already hit Tevin Farmer? His win on Friday.
What?
Tevin Farmer.
What about him?
Did we talk about his win on Friday?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it. I mean, we didn't get into it.
Yeah, I mean, we did a live fight check, but I wanted to get to that Eddie Hearn soundbite.
Oh, you want to get to the Hearns?
I mean, just to wrap everything up.
You want me to tee this up?
I mean, you've kind of said the Fury situation that you don't believe that will happen.
I don't. I mean, I'm only telling you that.
But both sides, Shelley Finkel's side and also Frank Warren, are saying
I don't know. Are they trying to push tickets for Windsor Park? Are they trying to drum up some interest in that event? They're doing a very good job saying they're going to fight Wilder. I'm just telling you that from the conversations I had with Fury when we were talking to him about working with him, it ain't happening. Unless something has dramatically changed, where he's gone out against Sefer Seferi and gone, do you know what, I'm back, which, like, it's impossible. He ain't fighting Wilder in December because he knows he won't be ready. And if he loses to Wilder, he loses the AJ fight, he loses everything. But listen, maybe he just wants to roll the dice. Good luck to him. I'm just telling you my gut feeling. He didn't want to fight Tony Bellew. He didn't.
So what? He throwing some shade on the Tyson Wilder fight now?
I don't believe he would fight Wilder until he was ready for that fight, which he's not. But if he wants, maybe he's just had enough. Maybe he just says, you know what, just get me some money and I'll roll the dice and I'm done. If so, good luck.
That is a strong possibility that's the case.
That's fine. Listen, I don't mind Wilder fighting Fury. It's great for us because it makes our fight with the winner much, much bigger. So I'm easy. We can't worry about other people's business.
Oh, man.
They like, oh, do you know what? It's so easy. Like, I think Fury's camped it. It's so easy working with Shelley Finkel. Of course it is. You're a voluntary challenger. It ain't going to be easy when you're a 4 belt holder going into a undisputed fight. The one that's just boxing, that's politics, that's business. It's easy for you. You ain't got no belts. You're just an opponent in a big fight. So of course it's going to be easy. And I don't know what the deal is. And listen, I hope it's a good fight. You know, I'm speaking to other people at the moment who say they're fighting Wilder, just not out in the media.
Somebody always fighting Wilder, according to Eddie. Meanwhile, Wilder ain't fighting nobody yet.
Rob, that was kind of right down your alley. I mean, how you like? Well, I can't say how you were feeling, but the feeling that you were giving off when we kind of announced this whole fight. So take it away.
No, I was more down the line of I'll just believe it when there's a press conference and it's signed and there's a date and event and things like that. At the moment, it's just, although they're sort of going along with it together. I mean, some people are saying, is this just a thing with Wilder and Fury have hooked up and they're throwing shade? Whether, you know, they're really talking about it, but I mean, it's looking more and more likely that, you know, things are moving and it's going to happen. But yeah, Eddie, I don't know. People say he's salty, maybe, you know, but based off the information when he said he was talking to Fury, this was never kind of the plan. So, like he kind of said, like, unless, you know, something's really changed and he's just going to go in and fight Wilder, you know. But yeah, I know he's had a lot of stuff thrown at him since this is all.
You know what changed, though? Fury said it. I mean, somebody tee up Fury's audio. What did he say? You know, I can't have these guys coming over here saying the British guys are pussies. So he's stepping up because
he's stepping up for the country. Stepping up for the country.
Yo, am I ready? I'm not ready, but you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Yo, the AJ protectors will say that Fury's on a campaign to smear, you know, Joshua and the Matchroom name, but the real fight fans will say this is a damn good fight, and that's long overdue. If you saw Cantu's Corner, the latest episode, you would know that.
Yeah,
Rob.
Yeah, I saw your superimposed faces. That shit was creepy.
you a hater.
I think Eddie.
No, it was creepy. I'm not a hater. It really was. You really think this is a great fight with him being out for nearly 3 years and having Safiri and Pianetta?
Wow. How great was it with fucking Vladimir out for 2 years and having nobody?
Just asking a question. Is it that great?
See,
would you
let's
rather
see how he looks versus Pianetta for sure? Let's see how he looks.
Yeah, he better finish his ass.
Yeah, he got to go for gusto. He's got to make this an audition, man. Hopefully, you know, we'll see, bro. We'll see.
I mean, Eddie, Deontay's going to the fight, so
question, yeah, as it turned out.
Say what?
As it turned out, that was a fair enough question that I asked, yeah.
I never said none of your questions aren't fair. Like Mike, I have to play devil's advocate. If you're going to bring up the fact that Tyson Fury's been out of the ring 3 years and only had 2 comeback fights, I'll bring up the fact that, you know, Vladimir, which is the biggest win for Anthony Joshua, had no comeback fights and was out of the ring 2 years. So, like, different.
Still in great shape.
Oh, still in great shape. Oh, I didn't know muscles win fights because last time I checked, he lost.
Oh, my God. He didn't have to shed like 120 pounds to get there, did he?
Oh, no.
I don't think Eddie had any idea that this was coming.
Retirement. He just was contemplating retirement for the last 2 years, and then they offered him a $20 million get off the couch.
Yeah.
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 How's he looking though, Rob? In your opinion, how do you see Tyson Fury? I mean, you see Eddie talking about that, you know, he's not ready. I mean, I guess Eddie knows when a fighter's ready, I guess, but you know, he's saying that he's not ready. What do you feel? What do you feel about Tyson?
Messiah of promoters. He knows
he knows what to say. And you can't really argue with that, right? Because
Eddie said it is fucking gold too. You have to live and die by it.
Look, I'm the Eddie zombie. So what do you guys think? Is Tyson Fury ready for Wilder?
Well, look,
I think Tyson Fury has always been the most dangerous fighter in the heavyweight division. Before he was ever an option for Wilder, we always spoke of him as an option for Joshua because of how huge that domestically would have been. I never even fathomed that Wilder would be able to step in and steal this because I thought Fury would realize there's way more money in a Joshua fight.
Hey, Ness, check your inbox on your phone to see why Fury took the fight.
Rob, you don't think that Fury's size alone is going to make it a tough fight, and his boxing IQ, his boxing skill, man? I mean,
to run him away.
No, I don't know. I if it was either AJ or Wilder fighting Fury right now, I've said it from before. I think they both beat Fury. I really do. I think the power will tell, and I think I don't know. It's hard to measure like what Fury's power is, but I don't think it's that elite level power. Although he's got maybe the skills, the footwork. I think I could see a Wilder and a Joshua getting to him and doing enough damage to win the fight.
I think Wilder and Joshua are both gonna have issues getting to him, bro. Like I always kind of underrated Fury because he did the typical UK thing, stick in his land, kind of do his own thing, and then he branched out. He came to the US. I started watching. I wasn't really happy, because it was Cunningham and I was a cruiserweight. He was blowing up. But he entertained me. I got to meet him. I got to be at his press conference. He went back and forth with Naseem Richardson. That video still gets hits. People still watch it because it's Fury and Naseem going back and forth, And he showed me some things. He showed me that he could have dog in him, He could put those forearms on Cunningham and choke him out with them and punch him while he's on the ropes. And he showed me that he could suffer adversity and come back from it because he was put down in that fight. But the most shocking and telling thing for me about Fury that kind of made me a believer was the Vlad win. I hated the fight. My opinion of that fight is never going to change. It was absolutely the most boring fight in the world. But like a Mayweather fight, that's not Mayweather's fault. You have to do something to stop that style. That is that style. Hopefully, Wilder can catch up to Fury because other people have been able to hit him, but he's elusive.
Very elusive. He's gonna.
Go ahead.
He's gonna have to really attack. He's gonna have to really attack a guy like Fury and really put pressure on him because, like I said before, this is not somebody that's going to be smaller than him or there's going to be this big differential in height and reach. This is going to be a guy that's just as big, if not bigger in weight at least, and with a lot of movement. I see AJ. Look, I know the guys in the UK sometimes see us as Wilder boys. We're always putting down AJ. Look, I'm gonna give AJ his credit. Incredible boxer, good power, but he doesn't have the flavor. I don't know if that translates to anything to the people listening, but the flavor, the movement, and all that. I don't think AJ in a fight with Fury could beat him. I see Fury
flat-footed, bro. It's going to be hard for him to catch up to Fury. Just like Wilder. Wilder's flat-footed because he wants to generate so much power.
It's a dangerous fight. It's a dangerous fight for Wilder.
But he had to take it because he got to make a name for himself. You got guys like Rob shitting on him every day.
Yo, Ness.
All right.
Deontay's not really flat-footed. He's out of position a lot. And you go up against a bigger, taller guy who knows how to move and box. That's stylistically a tough matchup. Would you agree with that, Doomy?
Well, yeah, it definitely is a tough matchup. I mean, look, he's when I see Wilder and they tell me that he's crazy and he usually uses most of his God-given gifts in order to make the fight easier for himself. He knows that he has crack in his punch. All he needs is that one shot. So when you see him kind of measuring guys out, I mean, you saw some of his speed and his agility when he did that juke and move on Bermane Stiverne. So it's not like we've seen everything that Wilder does.
It was Bermane Stiverne.
Say that again. Oh, they said that it was Bermane Stiverne that made him move like that.
Oh, I said the haters will say it was Bermane Stiverne.
I mean, look, maybe after the second time, you know what I mean? But the first time he was fighting him, nobody was downplaying Bermane.
At the end of the day, Fury is 6'9", almost 270, and he's going to be a dangerous puncher, and he's a counter puncher. So Wilder trying to rush him, like you said, to me, might not be the best thing for Wilder to do.
Well, this is what I get to right now. As far as
Wilder, I'm rushing that motherfucker. When the fuck could Tyson crack? He never cracked an egg, bro. You
I
can't
mean, he's 6'9", 270, bro.
knock
It's
anybody.
a heavyweight division, man.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Cantu. Back me up, baby.
when's the last time you seen Wilder hugged up in clinches like the fight that Klitschko and Fury had?
Bro, a lot of fights. He's always in the clinch.
No, but when is he really in a clinch, bro? I mean, the type of clinch where he's getting punched in the center of the ring. I haven't seen him really work too much clinch work with these guys.
That's true, Doomy, but I will say that he goes long stretches of fights not throwing punches, which kind of can work against him in a fight against Fury.
Okay, yeah, not as much volume, but he's sort of like a stalker. He uses that jab, that stick that we call in the boxing gym, and kind of lines it up for his power hand. What I'm saying is that since he's going to have a guy just as big, just as long, he's not going to be able to just have his jab out there or his stick and stop the guy. You know, this guy's going to be able to touch him just as much as he can touch him.
I might get a B&B in Alabama for like a month.
But we glossing over the fact why Fury had to even take the fight.
Well, let me tell you right now,
Drop that sound bite, baby.
Let me play that.
Drop that sound bite.
To running away scared, and there's only me you saying, right, I'll have to fight him. If I'm ready, I'm ready, and if I'm not, I'm not. I can't have him calling us over here, and everybody in America saying, oh man, them British guys, they don't really fight, blah, blah, blah. I'll go over to America and I'll fight him and knock him back out. Can't say any fairer than that. I've got to get Francesco Pianetta out the way, then I'll come for Wilder, because Joshua's house, I'll apologise for him, and Eddie Hearn, no balls, but I'm the man. I'll fight you, no problem. But it's what happens when you need to go out your comfort zone, behind enemy lines, like James Bond does, 007. Get in.
Yeah, yo, that's my man right here, yo. I like it.
Assassination, get out. I've done it before in Germany, hostile environment, 50,000 Germans. Went in there, took his belts, chawed them, home, see you later.
Boom. See you later.
There's a guy that wants to defend its nation's pride. You know what I mean? A guy that you just heard ain't afraid to go behind enemy lines. And look, I would be totally disagreeing and really against this fight if I didn't know who Tyson Fury was in the sense of what he's accomplished, the people that he's faced, his attitude towards fighting. This is not just the guy, you know, that's coming back, you know, and all. Nah, the guy is a great fighter, and he's confident. He's confident in his skills, and you know, he's already had
Tyson Fury.
So, you know, I don't. If the guy feels like he's ready and he's willing to take a risk, I mean, I'm pretty sure him and his team are doing it calculated.
You know, before the Klitschko fight, it was like obviously Fury's biggest moment. You know, fighting for all those titles and stuff. But about an hour before the fight, they nearly walked away from it, and they made Klitschko's team or the people around to do with the ring to remove some of the depth of the canvas, the mat, because they made it like super thick, and it was obviously to try and slow Fury's footwork down. And they were like, if you don't change that ring, we'll go. That's it, no fight.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
He knew because he used that ring to dance circles around Vlad.
Peter Fury really dug his heels in, and they ended up, you know, everyone was coming to watch. It was all booked up, everything, and they were like, right, we'll see.
Hey, man, don't be bringing up reason why fights don't happen, bro. Hey, we don't need all that right now, baby.
No,
that was a nice story. Sorry.
What? Yo, he's reporting, man.
I'm just fucking with him, man.
That was a gem.
Yo,
Steve.
Muchas gracias, Mexican style. Muchas gracias, champion. Campeón.
Suck my balls, you pair of bums.
Yo, when Wilder and Fury fight, I can imagine the size of the ring. It's gonna be a fucking huge one.
And can you imagine the fucking press conference? Oh my god!
Whole soundboard is gonna be full of Wilder.
Let me play some bites.
Do you think the Fury fight with Wilder will happen this year?
No. What? When he's just fought Sefery, and now he's fighting Andrea Pizzanetta, whatever his name is.
Francesco.
Don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous. But listen, you can, you can be bluffed out by what you want. Oh wow, yeah. Let's tune in to Fury's next fight because if he wins this, he's going to fight Wilder. He won't fight Bellew. He won't fight Dillian White. He ain't going to fight Deontay Wilder. I'm sure he will next year. He'll fight everybody, but he's got no confidence at the moment. He's just been out of the ring for 2 years. But it's a great story, to be fair. It's good for the hype.
Salty, yeah?
That was, Instagram Live with Booger. This is good.
I don't mean to rain on Eddie's parade, but he's looking a right cunt at the minute, for sure. He's being mugged off, mate, all over the world, all over the globe. Him and his little puppet there. They're being mugged off like little mugs, what they are.
Why would you try to get a good peek at my nose, Chris?
I've just been on the phone to the Hall of Fame promoter this morning, Mr. Frank Warren.
Yeah, what was Frank saying?
Frank's all good in the hood. Everything's going smoothly. Smooth operator.
He said he's going to allow James back into shows.
When do you
you
reckon that'll be announcing?
Let me cut this German Italian in 2 halves first and send him home in 2 body bags. And then we'll announce.
Yo, he said, what he got is Italian. He said, let me cut this Italian in 2 halves. Damn, yo, Fury's
Send him
a
home.
fucking talker.
He said, and then I'll send him home in 2 body bags.
He's a fucking talker, bro. The thing is, he doesn't win as good as he talks. He's fooled a lot of people. I remember that fucking Vlad fight. Get out of here.
Also, no, that was on the Instagram Live with Coogan after Eddie had said it, and I didn't manage to screen record it in time. But he also said, obviously Eddie Hearn. He said he can suck my hairy balls one at a time, preferably.
And that's what he said. Eddie was like, I don't want to suck his hairy balls.
Yeah.
Listen, let's jump out to these phone lines. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. You could also join us on Skype by adding Nestor Gibbs on Skype. Remember, you must send a friend request to be part of the conversation. Let's go.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Thinking of doing some shopping? Need to buy that last-minute gift? Take advantage of Amazon's already extremely competitive pricing and very fast Prime.
That was a super mistake. Sorry.
I was going to say, damn, we got the motherfucking Prime.
Got the Amazon money.
We in that bitch.
Let me go out to New Jersey zone.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean. My man, get a cup and put some change inside your hand. Now hold up. Let's make this official. Everybody that's agree with it.
TBV, what's good, fellas? I want to get right to it, man. Give me my crow for Peter Quillon. I actually picked Jay Leon. So
Say it ain't so.
Crow. Let me deal with that.
That was an easy one right there, brother.
Yeah, I was bugging. I was hungry.
So you picked Alvarez?
I had the munchies, guys. All that shit I was smoking, man. I had the munchies. I needed some crow. I don't know what I was thinking. I was wilding that night. I was talking a whole bunch of shit. For some reason, I don't know what I was thinking. But I did pick right on that Alvarez and Kovalev because, man, I don't know, man. Like Kovalev, I don't think anybody can definitely say they saw it coming. But, man, I think Kovalev, he's done, man. At best, Tony Bellew wouldn't fight him because it's going down in weight. But I mean, he's a throw around at this point, man. HBO even tried to rebuild this guy, couldn't rebuild him. So, it's real bad out here for the Krusher. So, Berto and Alexander, I actually missed that fight, man. So I got to go back and watch it. But in my mind, it would be a fight against two guys that they're out of it, but they're still, fucking Luis Collazo looked good. Did anybody talk about that? I mean, I was listening off and on. Luis Collazo, when I say look good, to me, him and Thurman is a legitimate fight. And there was a point and Danny was fighting so many sorry ass fights we was hoping that Danny and Luis Collazo would have at least fought. So shit, Luis Collazo and Berto, you know, all of a sudden becomes a fight. You know, I don't know, man. I'm just throwing shit around. I'll boomerang in if anything else, man. I don't want to hold up the show, man. Everything else is cool. Y'all fellas enjoy. I'm out.
I mean, thanks for calling in. As always, we're going to go out to Marcus in D.C. Talk to me.
Yo, what's good, Boxing Voice? Yo, man, we got blessed with some boxing this weekend. Hey, you know what I love? You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I thought of this, but, you know, one of the reasons why I appreciate Connecticut Love Commandment, because we will have probably 5 more fights with people like Darren Barker and DeGale and Marco Antonio Rubio, and they just fed them to a dude that knocked them dudes clear out so that they just became irrelevant. Look, feed Berto, Devon Alexander, and then them other dudes to Spencer Crawford, man, so we can stop hearing about these C-level fighters, man, and like how they relevant and all this other stuff. Collazo, I got to give him some credit because he banged a couple people out. But Berto and Alexander, man, I'm tired of them. Feed them to the dogs like they fed DeGale and Rubio and all them other dudes to a real finisher, because these guys are really obsolete, man, and just jamming up. Watching Kovalev and Alvarez just let me know what was wrong with boxing, man. They fight when they 34 and 35. We didn't get the fight where we would want to see them in their prime. Kovalev clearly got a problem with conditioning. Found out in the second Ward fight, and actually Ward commented about it in the first fight that when he caught on the fact that that Kovalev didn't have no gas and couldn't take it down there, probably he felt like he had let Kovalev get a lot out more than he should have ever got out on him in the first place. That being said, you know, I already spoke before about Wilder and Fury. If Fury takes Wilder, if Wilder takes Fury right now, he won't get any credit for it because they'll say he wasn't prepared. Boxers need more time to do tune up because of timing and things that you do when you box versus you just being a banger. But it was a good fight. Tevin Farmer, look, let's not get too over our heads. He's a title holder, because you got to look at who your competitor is. Do you really think that the people who looked at that fight saw Billy Dibbs as any possibility of winning? He was on 4 in his last 4 fights and got stopped twice. So this is when they're engineering who holds the title. So he has to be the title holder or somebody like Pedraza or Gervonta for me to really acknowledge his title. You know what I'm saying? If somebody puts you against Billy Dibbs for a title fight, they're basically saying, hey, we want you to have the title. So good show, good listening, made some good points. I'll still be listening on Hill YouTube. Check me out. I'll holler at y'all, TV.
Great call.
Chris, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Chris in New York City. 646 Chris, what up?
Talk to us, Chris.
Hello? Yo, what's good, Ness?
What up?
Chilling, man. I was at the fight yesterday. I didn't see anybody from TBV, man. I was sitting right next to, I was behind Jalen Love's girlfriend during the fights.
I mean, Ron and Adam were there, brother.
I was sitting right behind Floyd. You were on the other side then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was right on the other side. I was behind Jillian's mom and his girlfriend, LaShonda Jones.
Yeah, I was on the opposite side.
But,
I had the TV shirt on.
I haven't heard. I don't know if they televised the Joey Spencer fight or the Richard Coleman fight, but they looked impressive yesterday, man. And
yeah, they showed it.
I don't know how. But I don't know what was going on with the scoring, but I thought that Devon Alexander kind of won that fight, but I don't know, especially based on the knockdown. I don't think Berto won enough rounds to solidify him the victor in that fight. But I guess that's just me. But the main reason for I'm calling is I got to take my crow, I guess, for Alexander. But I definitely did call, and I said Kovalev was done, and I said that he was going to lose to Alito Alvarez. I called it, man. Because I said that after those 2 Ward losses, he don't have nothing left, man. That's it. He's been exposed. I called it, man. I told everyone that he was going to lose. I even went back on YouTube and I looked in the chat, and one of the guys was saying, I don't know what fight he was watching when I said Kovalev was getting touched up by Shabransky at one point, and that guy who was a slug who literally had no power. I said this guy was going to lose to Alvarez. So, I got to take that pat on the head, but I definitely take my crow well-deservingly. I think it was a good It's all good. I'll eat that. But, you know, Kovalev is going to have to take his loss. This is the end of main events. And essentially, it's the end of HBO also. They have nothing left. That was it. That's all they had is Kovalev and Golovkin. And it's the end of HBO. And we'll see what Eddie does with
Jacobs,
DAZN. And
Canelo.
PBC will continue to hold it down. Hey, man, who's Jacobs going to fight? Derevchenko? What is he fighting, once or twice a year? How many cards did HBO put on this year compared to PBC?
Don't matter, man. HBO does numbers though.
Leader in boxing.
Every fight they put on, they do big numbers.
You don't know who Marcus Brown is? Marcus Brown was a U.S. Olympian. On top of that, he had beats over 2 people on his resume I can name off the top of my head.
I never said that I didn't know who he was. I said I wasn't that impressed with him.
Who he was, but you can say that. But Anthony Yarde and Joshua Buatsi do not haven't faced the level of competition than Marcus Brown. He stopped Campillo in a round. It took Better Beef 6 to do it. They haven't even fought anybody on that level yet to even consider that.
Chris, punching after the bell, but thanks for having my back. Showing this guy he need to go watch tape. Trying to play him on Marcus.
Man, get Marcus out of here.
Bro. Marcus is like, you know, it's like, yo, hot and cold with him. But can't just say Buatsi gonna come do anything. We going out to Reese in Philly. Talk to me. Reese in Philly. 267-318. Going once. Going twice.
Come on, Reese.
Going out to California.
Mr. Info Joe.
Tell the truth, yo. Tell the truth. This portion of the show we call In the Know, presented by my brother. Tell the truth, yo. Tell the truth.
What's happening to everybody on the panel, my boxing brothers, and everybody listening far and near? Yo, give me 2 servings of teriyaki crow for Kovalev and Devon Alexander.
Coming right up.
Yo, the Devon. Oh man, it tastes good. I deserve that. Hey, the Devon Alexander fight in Berto, I don't think it was a robbery. It was a close fight, but I did think Devon won the fight. That's for sure. At least by a round or 2, plus the knockdown. But I would like to see Berto first versus Collazo or James Jamal. Shout out to Amin and Low Place. And the other guy just called in from New York. I think y'all were the only ones that picked Alvarez, man. Shout out to y'all. Good pick. Kovalev, man, his offense was on. His defense was bad. He would step in with his hands down. He was always open for a check left hook. And I think this is the upset of the year to me, man. I never seen this shit coming. Jalen Love should never get no more TV time. I don't have a problem with a fighter losing a fight, but that shit was disgraceful. He would damn near go a whole round without throwing a punch. Shout out to Kid Chocolate. I'll give him one more fight before he steps up. Somebody, I wouldn't mind a Truex fight though, Ness. But he was a little antsy, a little emotional, man.
I mean, Truex just gave James DeGale hell.
I know, but I think that style matchup, I think would be better, man, versus a DeGale for some reason in my mind. I think he was just swinging for the fences too much, man. He wasn't putting his punches together. And I hate a fighter to walk down another fighter without throwing the jab. And that's what I didn't like he was doing and talking to the crowd and hold on to the ropes and all of that shit. What else? The kid, Spencer, I like his style. I think he's going to be a good fighter coming up. And far as the Fury and Wilder, I do think Fury is going to be competitive, man. He's probably the most elusive heavyweight out of all the heavyweights. Of course, I'm going with my boy Wilder, but I do think it would be a competitive fight before Wilder knocks him out. And this guy, he moves around like he's damn near welterweight on his feet sometime, man. And that's I think that'll give Wilder a different look. But I still got Wilder in the end. That's my call. Peace to all the hardcores out there.
Great call, big dog. Big dog. I gotta agree with you about the Fury thing because I do believe Fury is the most elusive heavyweight out there, but I just think Wilder has that kind of ability to like kind of counteract that and get the knockout. But great call.
Info Joe, thank you for calling in. As always, don't forget if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. Lets us know that you're enjoying this content. Let's keep these phone lines moving. We're going to go out to the Skype machine. We got Jay Will in Ohio coming on the line.
If you know like I know, you should lie low. Killer, I used to get it in Ohio.
Yeah, what's up, fellas, man? A lot of boxing, a lot of good boxing this weekend, man. Let me get to it real quick. Yo, honestly, I'm another one who says that I think Devon won. I think Devon clearly won, especially with the knockdown. Competitive fight. I wish they would have gave it to Devon. I think Devon deserves a step-up fight. He kind of got robbed with the draw against Victor, too. So I think there's a lot of bad luck going on for Devon right now. It's kind of unfortunate. Plus, I think we all know the outcome. If you see Berto with a with anybody other than Broner, but I still have to lean towards Broner in that fight anyway. Let me see. Go to the Peter Quillon Jillian fight. Oh, man, I got to back up Info Joe, man. No more Jillian love on TV ever again, man. I mean, he embarrassed himself, man. I mean, it's one thing to lose, but if you're going to lose, at least losing in an exciting way to where people may even want to see you back. I mean, he literally was out there to go 12 rounds and to get knocked out. He wasn't getting in that ring to try to win it all. And it was sad, man. But to the main event of the HBO joint, Kovalev versus
a leader Alvarez.
Yeah, that's it. Probably say I called it, but I mean, to be honest, Kovalev just looked old, man. He looked a little old that night, man. He's good against others, but I just think at the top level he's done. So I think he's going to be retiring here pretty soon. Sidebar note on the Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. I think Rob said something like kind of, trying to back up Eddie Hearn a little bit, asking if, do you really think Tyson Fury is ready to fight Wilder right now? Well, to me, I'm saying it's not like he's going to learn something new. It's not like he's going to change the type of fighter he is. And Tyson Fury never looked ripped. I don't care, even in his best shape ever. He's never was some old super athletic dude. I mean, he got some athletic skills as far as his feet and being that mobile for a big guy, but he's never really looked that impressive physically as a fighter. So I think he's ready as he's going to be. I mean, a tune-up with another bum it's not going to really get him ready. So to answer that question, yeah, I think he's ready as he ever is going to be. But yeah, that's my call.
Jay Will in Ohio, thank you for calling in, my friend. As always, a pleasure. Call. Let's head on out to Baltimore.
It's Baltimore, gentlemen. The gods will not save you.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all?
Wood in Baltimore, hey. What up, baby?
Chilling, man. Man, that like that old saying goes, man. Signs and symbols are revealed to man. And when Andre, I'm talking about referring to that Andre Berto and Devon Alexander, when Berto cup flew off, that was a sign for the referee to get a fight to Berto. That's what I think. I think something was going down kind of crazy in that fight, man. When that cup flew off, man, I never seen nothing like that. That was a sign. This shit like that just don't happen. Everything happened for a reason. So
yeah, I don't even know what the hell that was for a second. It was Andre Berto's cup, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, but he had issues with it the round before, and the referee tried to fix it. They realized it was pop, and it just fell out from underneath his shorts because it's, you know, it's
Yo, he must have had his good luck cup, cause
it was the small Everlast one like I got. That's why just the front.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was a wild signing. And then I seen the way Devon did his interview, man. I'm gonna. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with this thing? I ain't know what you're talking about.
Yo,
Wood.
Hey man, hey Wood, man, you can't do that shit, baby. I stutter just a little bit now. Hey, we won't play that shit, baby. Come for your ass.
Man, hey, look. Let's get on another fight, man. That J. Leon Love, man, you know, this is one of the signs that boxing. Remember, man, Mayweather, he tried to copy Mayweather's style to a T, and he think he can win a fight like that, man. He just a shitty boxer that's trying to copy somebody's style, man. But why would you try to copy a style of a 39-year-old with bad hands, man? Copy somebody's style with some knockout power. Why you try to copy the young Mayweather? Why are you going to copy why are you going to copy the old brittle hand Mayweather, man? Ooh. I knew he was going, man. Mayweather, he might be a great inside the ring, but outside the ring, man, he's a bad evaluator of talent, man. He pick up the worst fighters, man. His stable is like a who's who of bums.
Shit. I can't even say you're wrong. I can't even say that. Shit.
Yo, what? Why you being so mean today?
On my shit, man. I'm back on my shit, man. I'm gonna talk about Kovalev, man. Felix Trinidad, little brother, man. Alvarez, man. That nigga look just like Felix Trinidad. I thought that was Trinidad when I first seen that nigga. What the fuck is wrong?
Hell no, Trinidad wish he was that built.
But look, man. That's Kovalev, man. Somebody tell that guy with the pony. That guy with the ponytail.
Punching after the bell, Wood, but great call. Good to have you back, man. Let's go out to Texas.
JD, motherfucker.
There's a lot of things I like to move, so just try to get on my games on boxing. I don't know why they gonna call me, but I'm a 54 pounder. But I have a brother that's at 160.
Hey man, real quick, what you know about that big tuck Southside the realest?
JD in Texas, talk to us. I know nothing about it.
Yeah, man. So I'll start with the Berto fight, right? I did, surprisingly, I'm hearing that a lot of people had Berto losing. I had him winning by like maybe one round. And really, it all came down to the 12th round to me. Like, and Berto showed that he wanted to fight the most. Like, you know what I mean? It's like both y'all corners telling y'all, like, go out there and lay it all on the line. And then Berto kind of just showed that he wanted it more. So that's the way I lean, too. I would have gave it to him by one round. Yeah, man, listen, Berto and Alexander, they both still have a place in boxing. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing either one of them fight a Saddam Ali right now. I know he's on the other side of the street, but I mean, it's still fights that can be made, and you know they can easily fit on the undercard of a Sean Porter, you know, Garcia, a fight like that. You know what I mean? And they can still make an entertaining fight. So they still got a good 2 years to fight. I won't just write them all completely off like that. But Kovalev, classic case of I can dish it, but I can't take it. That's what it's looking like with him. You know what I mean? Like, if he can outskill a guy, and I think Andre Ward said it the best. He's like, what you do to a bully is you stand up to him, and then they cower down. You know what I mean? And that's what it seemed like Kovalev is, you know, it seemed like that's the case with him. But who else? Oh, Farmer. Yo, make the fight. Farmer against Davis. You know what I mean? If that don't happen next, I don't know what they doing. But yeah, man, that's all I got.
Hey, real quick, who y'all got? Farmer or Davis?
Man, dude, I don't even want to pick on that shit. It's early, but I'm gonna
gotta
keep it real and say early pick is definitely Davis. Let's cut the line real quick for our boomeranger from Detroit. Alumni call at this point, and TBV Appreciation Night attendee.
Straight to the point with those with attention deficit. I'm so repetitive, so I gotta repeat. Stainless from the streets to the deep. I'm coming with that heat. All you need to know about me, I'm coming with that heat.
Yo, TBV, what's up? Ness.
What up? What up?
Doomsday, Cantu, Ryan, what's good with y'all?
What's up, brother? What you think about this Kovalev fight?
Man, I that was a fight I just had to watch before y'all started this podcast. Unfortunately, it was a great fight though. Alvarez did what I thought he would do. He looked tough against who is that? Damn, I can't remember his name. You know me on them blunts. The other Haitian dude fight out of Canada that was under Mark Ramsey. I can't remember his name right now.
Pascal?
Yeah, Pascal. You know, he looked. I mean, I definitely thought that he deserved the decision. He was in a dominant fight, made Pascal look, you know, washed up and past his prime. You know what I'm saying? And he just did the same thing with Kovalev. Ward unlocked that you know, that mystery in the second fight with him. So it was only a matter of time for Kovalev. Once he got back out there with real competition, I mean, Alvarez looked big in that fight. He looked a lot bigger than Kovalev. I mean, it looked like Kovalev was touching him with shots, but it didn't look like he was hurting him at all. I had to watch that fight this morning or before this podcast because that Berto Alexander fight was so boring, man. I fell asleep on that mother in like the 8th and 9th round, man. Like after a while, it was just them. I kept thinking the fight was over because they was hugging so much in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like the clinching and shit was just unbearable, man. And I did as best as I could to stay focused on it at that time. In about the 9th round before I fell asleep, I had Berto ahead. When I watched the rest of the fight, just like JD, I thought he edged it out just a little bit, even with the knockdown, which personally I didn't count. I know that the judges had a discretion to count it as a knockdown or not, or they can count it as a 9-8 round, which rarely happens. But that hit was to the back of the head. I mean, he touched him with that first shot, yeah, but that second right looping punch or whatever he did was clearly to the back of the head. I don't know how the ref didn't see that. But I don't want to see them fight anybody. Berto's last 2 fights before that, including the Mayweather fight, didn't look good. His fights are putting people to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So why would I want to see him fight anybody else? And I feel the same way with Devon Alexander, with that old herky jerky style, man. It's not working. And with the new layout of what is the welterweight division, I'd rather see somebody like Collazo, who I know is going to go to war with whoever you put him in there against. On to Tevin Farmer, congratulations on his gifted belt, because I mean he's decent, but I don't think he's going to beat Davis. Yeah, that's an early pick for me, and it's going to be the same going into the fight. I just don't think he has. I don't think he's on Davis level. And with the Wilder Fury announcement, I thought it was big when it was announced. I still think it needs a couple more fights before it happens. But I'd still like to see it. At this point, I like to see it more than Wilder versus Joshua, just because Fury's willing to fight. So that's my call. As I always say, man, please make sure that you push the thumbs up and share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. Oh, yeah, Mike, man, to you personally. Man, you're such a great fit on this podcast, man, because that's like me and a lot of us East Coast motherfuckers is a shit talker, man. It ain't nothing personal, but that's what he do, man. And you like Yen, my man, or like Zen, you keep it straight on. You so laid back and cool with it anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know how to get right back on. So You know what I'm saying? You water for that dude right now. So again, man, thanks for being out here, man.
Good looking,
As
bro.
always,
Appreciate that.
make sure you push the thumbs up. Oh, it ain't nothing, man. It ain't nothing, because I love this podcast, man. So it's nice to see it grow. You know what I'm saying? Me and Cantu have been on Facebook for a while. And me and Doomsday, any chance we get. Ness, I text this motherfucker all the time. And Ron, I don't ever see his face, but I know he there.
I'm in New York, so I'll be showing my face.
Squad.
Good. Like Ness said, that the TVV appreciation, it give us a chance to show our faces to y'all, like y'all always out there for us. But you know, so that's why I enjoy it. That's why I try to make sure I come, because you know what I'm saying, in the end you'll realize we are family, man. We stay connected on that. You know what I'm saying? We talk shit to each other like family would, but if it came down to it, I think we got each other back. So you know what I'm saying, it's welcome to the family. You know what I'm saying? You can share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. Peace.
All right, before we get to our next caller, anybody in the chat, we just put the untitled topics and questions for tomorrow's untitled episode scheduled for 7 p.m. Eastern time on patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. So if you want to have your question discussed on tomorrow's show on Patreon only, make sure to click the link and put that question in the comment section.
And also, if you want to know about Ness' love life, please go over to Patreon and subscribe.
Funny. Nah, we're gonna go out to yo, I'm dating somebody else though.
Oh, here we go. Oh man,
Untitled.
Open the bag up.
Yeah. Yo, the top ranked lawyer is still. I've been trying to cut her off. She's not going nowhere. And she's ballsy as hell. She be FaceTiming me. It's like, bro, you ain't even give me that puss.
Save it for tomorrow.
It's just crazy. I don't get these girls with the FaceTime. Like, you can't FaceTime unless you showing something. Like, what the fuck? Troy and Baltimore, talk to me.
What up, Troy, baby? I see you back for another one.
Big up yourself, man. Big up yourself. All right. You know what? Kovalev last night, when I was watching Alvarez, he looked like a bigger Ward last night, just because of his style of boxing and, the subtle movements he was doing. And that jab of his was sending Alvarez's head back. That jab of his was sending Kovalev's head back. He was really knocking his head back. So, big ups to him, man. I actually saw him beating Kovalev because, number one, Kovalev's a bully. He's just a bully, and his time has come and passed. I didn't see the Berto fight, so I can't comment on that. The Tevin, the Farmer fight, I hope now we can get a Tank Davis Farmer fight. Philly versus Bivol, we only separated by 90 minutes, so that would be a great fight. So, I definitely got to pull for Tank in that fight. Definitely got to pull for my man Tank in that fight. But, we gotta say thank you to boxing the last 2 weeks, man. We had some great fights. Man. And I noticed that fight that y'all keep talking about is still a phantom fight.
You waiting for that? You waiting for that signature, huh? Just like we waited on AJ's signature.
It's still you gotta stay focused, bro. Stay on topic. It's still a phantom fight.
Okay, but we all know when
gonna happen.
We all know when fights happen like this right here. After the August 18th fight, then it'll probably be announced during the ring or outside the following week.
Let me say this: if it happens, great thing. But let's be realistic. You 6'9", you just fought a cruiserweight. Now you're gonna fight a guy who has 4 losses, 3 of them by knockout. Why are you fighting that guy? Because you wanna look better than he did in your last fight. And then, you fight this guy who's lost by 3, who's been KO'd 3 times, and you knock him out. Then all of a sudden, a couple of months later, you're gonna fight Wilder, who hasn't fought since March. No, you're not, because you're just not ready. You're just not ready yet, and that fight is not gonna happen. What it does, though, for both Tyson and Wilder is that it keeps their names out there and it builds a lot of hype and anticipation, but it's not gonna happen realistically because other than financially, that fight ain't gonna benefit either one of them. at all.
Bro,
You know,
when Frank Warren and Shelly Finkel come out and put their name on like certain like stuff like this, man, like it's
they haven't put their name on shit because nobody signed nothing yet.
Frank Warren has put his name right beside it when he talks about it.
Is it signed yet? Is it signed yet? Yes or no, bro? Facts.
I bet you it'll be signed faster than the AJ and Wilder fight was supposed to be signed.
Hey.
Give it 2 weeks.
Give
it 2 weeks.
I'm sorry, but you told me that 2 weeks ago, bro. Have a good night.
He timing it.
Nice one.
He timing it. I hear you.
All right, bro.
Troy lying too. We ain't told him that 2 weeks.
It was a week ago, but
it wasn't even a week ago. All
we
this
ain't told him shit.
I'll Bobby Schmurder on that one.
Everything just happened this week. Like he's stunting hardcore.
I love Troy though, man.
I'm to the public.
He made some good points.
To the public right now, real quick, just giving my opinion and a little bit of insight on this. What's going on with Fury and Wilder? Like, do you really think these guys are sitting here selling wolf tickets about them fighting after what the fans have been through with this drag out with AJ and Wilder? Do you think Wilder has the time to go hyping up just to hype up, like just to keep themselves relevant? I don't think you guys understand. These guys are the most relevant guys in the heavyweight division, AJ, Wilder, Fury. So I don't think anybody's clout chasing right now. I think fighters want to fight.
And Fury's sitting here calling AJ a pussy. If he backs out now, what that make him?
I think we can all agree that the Fury Wilder fight is the second biggest fight besides Wilder versus Joshua.
Yeah, and you know what, Cantu? If this in another world, in another situation, if Fury would have had a few more opponents under his belt after this recovery in his life, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people would be treating this different. They're just treating it the way they are because they feel like Fury isn't ready. He's playing around. But if you guys don't know, and if for the casuals and for the people that do know who Fury is, this is what he does. He garners the attention of the fans. He plays around. He pulls his antics. This is just who he is. So if you guys are just taking him as a joke right now, just think again. The guy wants to fight.
Absolutely, he wants to fight. And one thing about Fury that he brings to the table that he doesn't really have to like train for, it's just like the movement around the ring, the feints. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that like sparring will probably get you ready for. Like he's not one of those guys that's going to go in there and like slang and bang and needs to get that kind of feeling or something like that. But I mean, I expect the fight to happen, so I'm looking forward to it.
And Mike, as well as anybody else, whatever comes out of Deontay Wilder's mouth, for the most part, man, it's real. Speak it, believe it, receive it. When he talks, whatever he says holds weight. And you can call us bias, whatever, but that's just been the consistent thing about him and his character. And, to an extent, some people may be overlooking that.
And one thing you can definitely say about Wilder, he's not one of these guys that's out here clout chasing. Like he's not about to be out here trying to speak somebody's name or talk about a fight that he really doesn't want. This guy wanted to fight AJ. He was ready to sign a fucking flat fee for September the fucking 15th, but we all know what happened with that shit. And now he's going on to try to fight Fury, and he's trying to get that shit going. So I'm looking forward to it. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
Speaking of speaking it, believing it, receiving it, I've been wanting to ask the listeners for a little help. So if anybody can do some super chats or hit us up on the PayPal, that would be good. I want to head on out to Chicago. DAZN is going to have a press conference on Wednesday. And Matchroom USA not doing a good job notifying us. They sent the email on a Sunday for a press conference Wednesday. And I even talked to Cantu and our LA Las Vegas guy, Daniel, because each of us are in similar airports. Like we're all kind of in big hubbed airports where flights should be better. but they're not for this particular flight to Chicago. It all comes out about the same for each of us.
If I was there, then our probably flight would be like $45 from like Indianapolis to like Chicago. It's like 3 hours driving.
Damn.
Yeah, why can't you go, Mike?
I'm in Arkansas with my daughter right now.
Oh, snap.
October 6th is gonna be a bad day for him.
Oh
too.
man, speak on it, Ron. Please speak on it.
Because I mean, this is nothing to do with boxing itself, but Conor
It
McGregor.
has everything to do with boxing. This guy's last fight was in a boxing ring.
Well, hold on. I mean, obviously, this match has nothing to do with
Talk about UFC off air. Get the hell out of here.
But that's going to be a bad first day for
casual American fans. That's all. But October, we're talking about August 6th is August 8th is the press conference. I know that you're talking October 6th is the date of the zone.
But that's the press conference for October 6th, though, right?
Yeah. So October 6th is the date for DAZN's first fight. It's funny because they're saying that Gerald Miller is going to be fighting Thomas Adamek, though. I really want to be in Chicago because my questions would be serious. Plus, all the little Eddie and motherfucking Coogan shit, I could jump right on Eddie ass early. So, yeah, show me some love. Hit me up on the PayPal. I want to make sure I go to fucking Chicago. Red Eye, too.
I think Danny Jacobs is supposed to fight like sometime in November, and Eddie Hearn was trying to make that Tony Bellew and Usyk fight for the same day.
Oh, I watched that interview. He said he is making the Usyk fight.
And he said he's going to be at the Usyk fight.
Yo, I want to be in Chicago so I can ask Eddie about fucking DAZN's launch with Adamek. Like, typical promoter is like, oh, fuck it, we going to Chicago, so we got to bring Adamek out the grave because he's from Poland. And we need some Polish people to come buy some tickets. That's fucked up, bro.
Polska. Yo, they come.
Please ask him why his fighters are ducking Luis Ortiz, too.
Yeah, because he mentioned that Derek Chisora, Big Baby. What if I call Big Belly Miller? What if I call him that on Wednesday?
Who said that again?
Big Belly Miller. Big Belly Miller. That's motherfucking, damn, what's his name from Skype? Rafi. Nis. All I hear is Big Baby Miller talking. He's not doing much of nothing. But yeah, man. Anyway, I want to hit up Chicago. I want to be there for that press conference, man. So definitely hit me up on the PayPal. Hook a brother up. Help me get to this Chicago press conference for DAZN, so we can get it done.
And Cantu,
got a lot of questions I got on my mind.
Get her done.
To your point about Ortiz, if people thought Ortiz was a boogeyman before the Wilder fight, how do you feel they feel after the Wilder fight?
And they should be trying to sign up. Like, he showed some vulnerabilities. He definitely showed gas issues. Like,
he showed vulnerabilities against power.
Yeah, he obviously showed power, and that's probably why people are not signing up. But yeah. Anyway, I'm your host. That's the Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NSGTO. You can catch my co-host at.
It's your boy Young Cantu. Ah, shit. Go ahead, Rob.
Find me on Twitter at Grouse2312 or on IG at Grouse1911. I'm sorry, Cantu. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to know real quick. If Ortiz is so old, they always bash his age. Why don't you fight him then? It's your boy Young Cantu. Catch me on Air Show 15 and check out Cantu's Corner, coming in with all the hot topics in the sport of boxing.
Ronnie,
all right. Yeah, all right. Yo, this is Ron on Fighter IQ. You can find me at Fighter IQ Media, Twitter, and Instagram. It was a whole bunch of cool fights. It was fun being out here in New York. Shout out to Joey Spencer. Shout out to all the winners this weekend as well. Probably going to go to a couple more fights. So until then, that's it.
Damn, Ron, no gyms on this date back in 1924, and his son fought his son.
I mean, we already got some historical things, man. Tevin Farmer showed, man, that records don't mean anything. That's good as it gets, man. There's a beautiful story from that point. But Kovalev needs to probably hit another two. I hate you, man. All right, man.
A motro. Well, what?
Ron just cut out. I don't know.
Ron's dying over there.
Yeah.
And I'm Alexander Linus. You can catch me on Facebook, Alexander Linus, Lainez. On IG, Alex_Doomsday_Linus. And on Twitter, Alex Linus TBV. Don't forget to check out Patreon. We got some of the untitled topics. We're getting on it a little more now, guys. So bear with us. And check out that border series. You want to see Ness in the ring, me in the ring, Cantu, young Cantu in the ring. You know what I'm saying? You want to see us in the ring? Go check that out. It's a lot of fun. Looking forward to the next Border Wars. And, now that Stain mentioned it, man, I can't wait for the next TBV Appreciation Night. It's such a wonderful community, such good people that I've gotten to meet and interact with. It's just incredible what this love for the sport, has done for us and brought us together. So can't wait for those.
Man, people want an appreciation night for the Garcia Porter, but it's just they took too long to announce it, bro. It's less than a month away. That shit is like not easy to put together.
It's not, and
then you got Canelo and Triple G the following week.
We got Canelo Triple G the next week. Yo, chat is brutal.
Real talk, bro. I'm laughing at this.
Damn. I just read that shit, bro. That's crazy.
I gotta look up the 504. We got savages in 504.
I've been laughing this whole time.
504 boys. That's down
We're out, man. Peace out.
Peace.